in the fires of hope and prayer, with boundless faith in our destiny, we solemnly declare, side by side we stand, islands of the blue Caribbean Sea, this our native land, we pledge our lives to thee. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation.
Heavenly Father, we come before you at the start of this new day, giving thanks for life, for health, and the opportunity to serve through this station. We ask for your divine presence to guide us in all we do. Bless this broadcast, that it may be a source of inspiration, joy, and unity to all who tune in. Whether near or far, may our words uplift, our music heal, and our message bring light to those who need it most. We pray for our listeners wherever they may be. Grant them strength for the day ahead, peace in their hearts, and success in all they put their hands to. Cover those traveling with your protection and those at home with your comfort and provision. Lord, may everything we do bring honor to you and be a blessing to others. Guide our steps, bless our efforts, and let this station be a vessel of positivity and hope. In your name we pray. Amen.
Your voice, your soundtrack, your station. New Era TT Radio. NETT Radio.
Today I'm feeling nice. 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 Hey, I say today I'm feeling nice, nice. Say, Father, you bless me, nothing can stress me. I was born in so much love, thank you, mommy. I stay so humble and giving, people don't know how I'm living, but I ain't got no worries, cause everything done paid already. I handle everybody, now it's time to reward me. Today I gon' make a difference, everything done paid already. I handle my family, and now it's my turn. So I'm going on the road and spoil myself, take a moment by myself. I need to pamper me, because in this life I work so hard for it, and I make so much sacrifice, so much sacrifice. That's why today I'm feeling nice, today I'm feeling nice, today I'm feeling nice. I say today I'm feeling nice. Take a little jump cause I'm feeling nice, take a drink cause I'm feeling nice, take a little wine cause I'm feeling nice. Today I'm feeling nice, nice, nice. Father, you bless me, although life might depress me. I was raised with so much faith, thank you, mommy. Some people they rate me, some of them hate me, but I don't ever worry, cause everything done paid already. I handle everybody, now it's time to reward me. Today I gon' make a difference, everything done paid already. I handle my family, and now it's my turn. So I'm going on the road and I'm feeling nice. Today I'm feeling nice. Today I'm feeling nice. I say today I'm feeling nice. Take a little jump cause I'm feeling nice. Take a drink cause I'm feeling nice. Take a little wine cause I'm feeling nice. Today I'm feeling nice, nice. So tell them that they can say what they want. Say what they want. I don't have to agree. I don't have to agree. You doing you. You doing you. And I doing me. And I doing me. Yeah. I make my way. I make my way. At the end of the day. At the end of the day. I don't care what people have to say. Cause I know that everything done paid already. I handle everybody. Now it's time to reward me today. I gon' make a difference. Everything done paid already. I handle my family. And now it's my turn. So I'm going on the road and spoil myself. Spoil myself. Take a moment by myself. I need to pamper me. Because in this life I work so hard for it. Hard for it. And I make so much sacrifice. So much sacrifice. That's why today I'm feeling nice. Today I'm feeling nice. Today I'm feeling nice. I said today I'm feeling nice. Take a little jump cause I'm feeling nice. Take a drink cause I'm feeling nice. Take a little wine cause I'm feeling nice. Today I'm feeling nice. Nice, nice. Spoil myself, spoil myself. Take a moment by myself.
It's the NETT Radio Breakfast Show, bringing you the energy, music and vibes to start your day right.
That's why today I'm feeling nice. Today I'm feeling nice. Today I'm feeling nice. I say today I'm feeling nice.
Yeah. It's time for you to spoil yourself now.
Feeling nice. Take a little wine cause I'm feeling nice.
Under everybody, make sure everybody inside of this space. And then you know what? You go out and spoil yourself. The weekend is here.
Because in this life I work so.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Trinidad. Good morning, Tobago. Especially good morning to our neighbors in the Caribbean, and of course our friends who are streaming all around the globe. Different time zones and time slots coming in this morning. Thank you very much for being here. Good morning to the Anthem crew.
Nice. Today
how you feeling? You feeling nice?
Nice. Spoil myself.
I feel real nice. So I go and spoil myself.
Because in
so let me say much thanks to the Heavenly Father for bringing us together for another day. All that we do, dear God, everything that we do, let it be a blessing unto you. Sir Charles, that is me. Happy am I to be in this space with you this morning, people. Yes, it is a beautiful, wonderful, God bless day.
Take a drink cause I'm feeling nice. Take a little wine cause I'm feeling nice.
And we welcome everybody to the Breakfast Show.
Get up, it's the time to start the day. The Breakfast Show is here. We bring in the soca way. Yeah. Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The Breakfast Show got the vibes turned on. From Maracas Bay to the Savannah line. Let's start the day in Caribbean prime. Good vibes rolling through the air. The Breakfast Show, energy everywhere. We talk, we laugh, we make you think. Grab your doubles or your morning drink.
Okay, everybody, good morning to you, and of course, welcome to the Breakfast Show right here on New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio, and we are happy to be in the space with you, happy to be in the land of the living. I'm hoping all is well with you wherever you may be, as I welcome everybody, and I want to say good morning to my co-hosts and them. Right? I said, okay, good morning to Wendell, who I'm sure will join us at some point in time. And of course, good morning to Richard.
Good morning, Sir Charles. And good morning to our viewers and listeners, wherever you are across the planet, in whatever time zone. And welcome to the Breakfast Show this morning. This Thursday morning, of course, the weekend begins tonight, people, at a second after midnight. And don't you forget it. So it's Thursday, so put a smile on your face. The weekend is almost here. Thanks for joining us. We know you have a choice, and we're glad that you chose us. And how are you, Sir Charles?
Actually, I'm well. I had one of those kind of nights where I went to bed kind of early, tired, just feeling it, you're feeling tired and you just can't keep up. And then,
Yeah. I know it well.
yeah, and then all of a sudden, for some reason, 12 o'clock I get up. I can't understand that at all.
Yep.
And then it's down the road, you're going there, all kind of thing. You're like, no, you don't want to get up. You were trying to get back to sleep, and you realize, boy, there's hours going here,
Yeah, you're shifting and turning and not getting back.
Yeah.
I've had nights like that. I think most people have had nights like that. I know what it is. Because I had such a small amount of sleep the night before. Yesterday, I mean, I was just so tired, but I still had stuff to do, and a lot of stuff is on the computer, so that kind of tires you out after a while. And so I clocked off early yesterday from doing stuff, and I went to my bed a little earlier, so at least I got some sleep last night.
Yeah. I try not to really go to bed too early, because a half an hour sometimes for me when I really check it. If I go to bed like 9 o'clock, I have that problem of getting up work at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and I hate that. But if I can make it to 10, half 10, I am good. Then I sleep right through. But I don't know what happened last night, boy.
Well, I mean, as I said, it's Thursday, and I don't have any birthday. I don't have any birthday. I shouldn't say didn't have any birthdays now because I didn't check my phone.
I don't think I myself have any immediate
birthdays for today. Yeah.
Gwendolyn's
birthday, man.
Yeah, because he goes from his Facebook thing.
Yeah.
I hardly ever really check my Facebook for birthdays and stuff. I'm thinking about it now. I'm sorry, but wait now, which part does go on Facebook to find that? But
yeah,
I'd probably go in the notification section.
Well, sometimes the notification doesn't always bring it up. If you don't use it as much as like when it doesn't automatically bring it up.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see from time to time. But I think the more you use it, the more it will come up.
So it probably recognizes that
I don't have birthdays today. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, and enjoy your day and take pictures. I was trying to have people take pictures. A lot of times, you're hanging out with friends and stuff like that, and you don't take enough pictures, and you regret it because it's not immortalized, so to speak. So, like for example, on Tuesday, a group of us from the show, Scandal and Cedrus, we went to see Michael Jackson movie. And so we went to the 6:30 show on Tuesday. There was about 8 or 9 of us. And, but we took pictures. It was at the concession stand, what people buy.
Yeah.
We just made it an event in terms of us hanging out. And then we went to the show, which we totally enjoyed. I mean, the music of Michael Jackson is featured so much in the show. And if you love the music of Michael Jackson, it's just absolutely enjoyable. And the guy, Jafar, did an excellent portrayal of Michael. And we just had fun. We just went to that movie to have fun, and we had fun. We were singing along. Well, who got up and dance when the music played. Yeah, we just had fun. We had fun. I think the entire cinema was just having fun watching that movie.
Yeah.
Enjoying the music of Michael Jackson.
So there's dancing in the cinema?
I don't know if people were dancing besides us.
No.
I mean, 1 or 2 of us were standing up and dancing and clapping and moving, singing along with the music and stuff like that. I don't know what's the irritation of this.
In the cinema, like getting up in the cinema while the show going on to disrupt everybody else.
Yeah, while you're going along with the movie. But it was fun. It was a fun evening out, and we took pictures after. So that's what I always tell people, if you on birthdays and things like that. I mean, I know some people don't celebrate birthdays. They're not really big celebrants of it. And that's all right too. That's a choice. That's fine. But still, take pictures. Take pictures.
Yeah, I don't want to suppose
you can look back at and see.
Yeah, birthdays and it happened. Some people don't celebrate a lot of things. Yes.
Strange enough, there was if I go back to my childhood, teenage days, I didn't know much people as I know now who don't celebrate a lot of those things like before. It just seems that around that time everybody's more or less used to, But now, I don't know if people were just more into themselves and did not say it, but people are more expressive now too. So
Yeah, a lot of people celebrate. Some people don't miss their birthday. Some people on their birthdays, that's it. That's a personal day from work.
Yeah.
That's a day they give to themselves. Whatever they do, even if they go to the spa or whatever it is, they treat themselves special on that day. And of course, some people, go out to dinner and with friends and stuff like that. I like times when you go to certain restaurants, you always know their birthday celebrations taking place because it's a big group and you can always tell. And a lot of times in restaurants, there's always somebody's birthday going on.
Yeah, always you see some little candle, some little flare or something like that taking place now.
Yeah, so it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah. That seems to be that is a feature of most restaurants, I think.
Yeah.
Celebrating a birthday anniversary, or celebrating what the other day we
celebrate life is,
Yeah.
I don't want to say life is uncertain, but life can have unexpected twists and turns. So when you can,
very uncertain, yes.
So when you can celebrate. Make the most out of it,
Yeah, be very intentional about it.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, because as I said, tomorrow belongs to no one, and then we have some world leaders outside here. You don't know what direction they're heading. So make the best of the time that you have now.
Yep. But you know what? Scandal in Cedrus is on this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. We are, a couple days away at a Central Bank Auditorium. Yes, Port of Spain, we are finally back. I know so many people in Western Trinidad and in the Port of Spain and surroundings. When are you all coming back to Port of Spain? And Port of Spain is a kind of a central point in a kind of way because a lot of people from all over the country, San Fernando and Eastern Trinidad, will come to Port of Spain. So we're on at Central Bank Auditorium, one of our favorite theaters of all time, because that's where a lot of us started. That's where I started in terms of performance at Central Bank Auditorium. And so we'll be there this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, 8:30, Sunday at 6:30. Get your tickets early. I keep telling people. Of course, the box office at Central Bank Auditorium opens from 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily, and tickets are also available at K Squared Fashions in West Mall, East Gates, and Brentwood Mall in Chagonas. I know all outlets are selling tickets in droves. Electronics in Arima, Jabili Rawi in Tunapuna, and Tony's Florals in Valpat Shopping Plaza, and Sharfler Auto Services in Sharfler. You can get your tickets there, and you also can get your tickets online. You can check RSR Productions Theatre on Facebook to see the methodology to accomplish that via bank transfer. But get your tickets early, people. We're having so much fun. Our latest video came out, I think, yesterday, concerning the response of the audience at St. Cipriani College over last weekend. And you can see it there. You can see it. How many people are talking about the show and stuff. We're having so much fun with this play, and I mean, it's really a wonderful play to do for actors because you're having so much fun on stage, but it also is hilarious to the audiences watching. So do not miss it. I know several people have seen it multiple times. So some people have seen it 2 and 3 times already. They've come back and seen it. So you should not miss it. Port of Spain in Central Bank Auditorium this weekend, Saturday and Sunday.
Laughter is good for you.
Oh yeah, it is. It's
Laughter
a great stress reliever.
It's therapeutic,
Mm-hmm. It's a great stress reliever.
What? All right, let's do our good news and then come back and greet you people on the stream this morning.
Yep.
Around the world, communities are coming together to restore the environment, one tree at a time. Organizations like Eden Reforestation Projects are leading efforts to rebuild forests while supporting the people who depend on them. In many regions, deforestation has left land damaged, ecosystems disrupted, and communities vulnerable. But through large-scale tree planting initiatives, that story is beginning to change. Local workers are employed to plant and care for trees, creating both environmental and economic benefits. As forests begin to return, so do natural habitats for wildlife. Soil quality improves across the land, water systems stabilize and thrive, and communities gain a renewed sense of hope. What once may have been barren land is slowly transformed into thriving green spaces. These efforts are not just about planting trees for the future. They are about restoring balance to nature. They are about creating opportunity. And they are about protecting the future for generations to come. Projects like those led by Eden Reforestation Projects show that meaningful change is possible when people come together with a shared purpose. That's good news on NETT Radio. Follow our channels and listen at NETT RadioTT.com for more great content.
Plant something.
Exactly. You know,
I was looking at a video somebody sent me, and I think they may have been somewhere out in the US, and the person plants everything on that they probably consume, and they have like 1 or 2 animals. They don't have like a whole set. So she has like probably just like I think they rear like cows and chickens, because like that is the 2 main meat suppliers, and then they have some basic tomatoes and other things like that they grow on things, little kitchen garden and their little area and stuff, I think. And I found that to be very, very interesting, you know.
Yeah.
If you could grow something, plant something.
Yeah, do it. If you have the space, and if you don't, you can do hydroponics. However, I see a lot of systems on sale now, and a lot of there are a lot of providers of that in Trinidad now. I shouldn't say a lot, but enough that you could get into that if you want. And several people get into that. I would think about it, but I don't action it.
Wow.
Like, you know, get into that. You know, plant your own whatever, tomatoes, whatever.
Yes, I did a lot of that in my early days when I living in Barataria, because we had a yard, a whole yard with good soil, you know, in the back of where I grew up here, because my grandparents or forefathers or whatever it is, you know, they were doing a lot of stuff. I think with my uncle, one of my uncles had a black pitch shop in the back there, so all kinds of stuff they had in the soil now, natural stuff that they were real good for planting. So my father used to plant little stuff and things. So we used to do a lot of that and things. But after he passed on and we moved away from that, that was that. Yes. Yeah.
Life.
Concrete jungle.
Barataria is kind of part of the little concrete jungle too.
It's coming that way now.
It's right there. Anyway, let's go and read people in the chat who have joined us first this morning. Of course, we have Robert Aline. A very blessed morning to all. That's what he's saying. And we have Valerie Mendoza saying good morning to the breakfast team. Margaret Thomas says happy Throwback Thursday, guys. Eva Smith says good morning. Locked on, thank God for life. Have a wonderful, great day. Good morning, best all. That's Odell Guy. But just by the way, Wendell will be joining us a little late this morning. Just in case people are wondering. Apollina says, blessed morning to the trio. May God bless and keep you all safe. Eunice Dublin says, good morning. Maria Cellier says, good morning, guys. Good morning, Maria. Erica Charles, thank God for life. Kenny in Harlem, good morning, gentlemen. Good morning, Kenny. Sister Super, the Lord is my shepherd. She's quoting the Bible. Boy Dedeji from Debe, good morning, everyone. Diane, says good morning, and she says good morning to all of the guys on the live chat. Marcia Rock says good morning, gentlemen, have a great day. Pamela O'Connor says good morning, guys. Emmanuel Peters, good morning to everyone. Have a blessed day. Marlon Motley, good morning, Marlon. Doreen Pierre says good morning, breakfast show. Pamela Grimshaw says good morning, blessings to all of the listeners. Carol Guevara, good morning, Carol. Garvin Frank says good morning. Debbie Modest says good morning, guys. Estelita Sampson says good morning, gentlemen, have a great day. Carol Guevara, well, she's dancing. You know, Carol always dancing. Kurt Hoop says good morning. Scorpion Pepper says good morning, sunshines. The weekend begins. Yep. Moen 5 Ingrid from Tucson, Arizona says good morning. Somebody's asking that show in the bar. Robert Taylor says good morning, guys. Wayne Ramsey also says good morning. Joyce Phillip, top of the morning. CJ from New York, Grand Rising, have a fantastic day. Good morning, CJ. Sherma Paul says good morning. Scorpion Pepper, just going down the line. All of these are people who. Magic says Grand Rising, gentlemen. David McCarthy, top of the day. Good morning, David. Carol Guevara is wishing other people good morning. And just answer that question. Good morning, Nat Ron DeSanto said good morning. This is your red-headed stepchild from Norfolk, Virginia. Michael Cadet says good morning. Everyone have a blessed day. Marlene Saunders Sobers, blessed Friday to all. Trini Media, Trini Milk Kitchen, I say media. Good morning, Richard Sir Charles and Wendell. Scorpion Pepper talking again. Brent Hackshaw says good morning. Prabha Ramdial says good morning, have a great day. Kim Govaya, good morning to the breakfast show and the Gael crew. Deborah Surratt says good morning to the host and to listeners. So good morning, Kim Govaya. Slick Money Grip says good morning. Michael Eastman says good morning. And Ingrid is saying, well, I just answered that again. Good morning, Margarita Chow and Florence Bazzi says good morning, Kings, and a beautiful day to everyone. So that's it. That's it for the people in the stream, Sir Charles.
All right, you did pretty well there, man. All right, so let me say good morning to Mr. Billy and the folks out there at Powder Market. He came in very early. Peter Wilson, St. James, good morning. Kent in Laventel, Colin and Kelly out of Carenage. Mahi, who is in New Jersey, good day to you. And Mr. Augustine, good morning. Thanks for the greeting this morning. Frank out there in Aruka, gotta say good morning. The folks out there in Addis Ababa in Ethiopia. Fifi, good morning to you. Charmin out there in New York. Sina, you're on the Powder Puff Girls. All right, so good morning to you all. Zina, I have an idea for the Powder Puff Girls, and I'll share it with you and I'll talk to you. Brenda Pinal, good morning. Captain Ron in Orlando, how are you doing this morning? Archbishop Ashton Clark, he's out there in Canada. Terry Ann Peters and the folks out there in Mova. All the people who are joining us on the Gael stream, good morning to you. And we thank you for very much for being with us on the net. So we are going for that break. It is now 6:30 in Trinidad and Tobago. And when we come back, we'll see what's happening in the newspapers.
S&H Rum Box, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rum Box, drinking out of the box.
Are you taking care of your sexual health and overall well-being? At Total Image and Dr. Raj Adult Boutique, we believe your confidence, wellness, and intimacy matter. Visit us at our convenient locations: 10 Carmody Street, St. Augustine, Edinburgh, Chaguanas, Shops of Daybay, 95 Circular Road, Vistabella, Docks Ranch Lightpole 51, SS Aaron Road, Penal, and Metro Hotel, Suite 1, Number 2, Knoll Street North, Couva. From relaxing massage services to professional guidance on sexual wellness, we are here to support you every step of the way. Consult with renowned sexologist Dr. Raj Ramnanan for expert advice tailored to your needs. Take the first step toward a healthier, more confident you. Call 285-9739 or 645-4543 to book your appointment today. Total Image and Dr. Raj Adult Boutique, where wellness meets confidence.
Celebrate Mother's Day with two fat fellas at Cipriani Labor College.
One night only, Saturday, May 9th. Bring your mother and come.
6 best comic actors: Cecilia, Kenny, Kevon, Zachary, Rachel, and Rhodey.
This ridiculously funny comedy is at CLR for one night only.
Tickets available at Dorman Shoe Store, Long Circular Mall, Anthony's Floral, Val Park, Electronics Arima, K-Square Stores, Eastgate Mall, Brentwood Plaza, C3 Mall. CLR box office opens Thursday the 7th of May. Also online at islandetickets.com. For more info, text or call 683-0356 or 683-4843.
Check our Mother's Day special on social media. Two fat fellas. I just might.
Advertise with us on New Era TT Radio, the fastest growing streaming platform for talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Audio and video ads welcome. Elevate your brand with us. Connect with us at newerattradio@yahoo.com or call us at 299-5156. Now what are you waiting for?
Port of Spain, a scandal in Citrus is finally back. We know you've been waiting, and we are finally back at Central Bank Auditorium for 2 nights only, on Saturday the 2nd of May at 8:30 p.m. and Sunday the 3rd at 6:30 p.m. Scandal in Citrus is back. Box office at Central Bank Auditorium opens on Monday 27th April, 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. Tickets also available at usual outlets and online. Kick stress out of your life.
Stress, get away from me!
Scandal in Citrus. Do not miss it.
Scandal in Cedrus.
End Times is here. Are you prepared? Check us on New Era TT Radio or NETT Radio with Brother Raka and Brother Yatazakawa on Mondays from 7 to 8 p.m. End Times is here. Stay tuned.
Of course, we are back at the breakfast show here after that break, and of course, we'll go straight into the headlines in our daily newspapers this morning. So just two. So we have the Trinidad and Tobago Express for this morning, and believe it or not, guns are missing from municipal police stations still. So this one is at Penitent Street in San Fernando, I believe it is, and the stories suggest that the new ASP, they're not saying names there, but I'm assuming it's my staff, went to check to do an audit of the office at Penitent Street in San Fernando, and there's a safe for the guns, and he found 4 non-working revolvers and ammo and stuff, and then he realized there was a hole at the back of the safe. So people were using persons were using that hole at the back of the safe in Pennington Street to steal guns. So apparently, it's supposed to be 12. I think there were only 4 inside the safe. And so they're trying to do an audit across all municipal police stations and to see what really this racket was that seems to be the selling of guns and ammunition to the criminal underworld. It's not crazy that the people who are in charge of dealing with our safety, even at a municipal level, that, well, certainly in San Fernando so far, there seems to have been a conspiracy to sell it to criminal underworld people. Crazy stuff. I bet Trinidad have plenty movie plots, yes. Anyway, that one is on.
Madness, total madness.
Yeah, so uncertainty over Venezuela. Apparently, political leader of the People's National Movement, Penelope Beckles, has criticized the UNC over what she describes as a deteriorating relationship between Trinidad and Tobago and Venezuela and the impact that it is having on the country's ability to secure key energy contracts. So that's one of the other stories that's taking place. Rearguard rally. This seems to be a sports news. And TTFA Edwards and Paul complete FIFA course. Let me just double check. Kamala warned over fallout over Trump. International relations expert Dr. Andy Knight is warning that Trinidad and Tobago risk diplomatic fallout by hitching its wagon to potentially lame duck United States president. I don't know if anybody could talk to the current prime minister about stuff like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's all.
I'm happy that you touched that story because that's where the poll is coming from this point.
Yeah, so that's the Trinidad and Tobago Express for this morning. So I'll go straight to the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian for this morning. Just to give me 10 seconds here.
I can help with the Guardian.
All right, well, go ahead then.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah. Of course, some of the stories trending in the Guardian online. More police guns go missing after an audit after the death of WPC Eversley at San Fernando City Corporation, and they're now missing from the office of the mayor. I didn't even know the mayor's offices have guns in it. And a safe at the office of the mayor. That's what this story says. Man sentenced to hang for murder of his wife and daughter, and of course that made news yesterday. Kamala on UNC's 37th anniversary. Love and loyalty sustained me. Experts say PM's U.S. alignment risks TNT's long-term interests. We have discussed that extensively here. Penny rates Kamala 3 out of 10 in first year. Those are all trending stories in today. Of course, one of the big stories also yesterday was Republic Bank raising their interest rates as of tomorrow. As of tomorrow, Republic Bank hiking their fees as of tomorrow. So I just have to tell people that's going to happen with all the banks, right? You know how the banks is operating.
Yeah. They do. You're right now. That's how they operate.
Yeah.
One do it, the rest say, oh, you do first. Okay, you could take the blow back, we'll follow.
Yes, exactly. But an interesting side story came out with that in terms of some appointment to new board members, because I don't know if you know, since the government changed, the government had initiated more board members on Republic Bank's board.
Which was criticized by some experts.
Yep.
They're saying don't interfere with banks.
Yep. So somebody is linking those two events, that event to the event of them hiking fees and so on. So, we'll see where that goes. I'm sure people like experts like Mariano Brown and them will weigh in on it eventually. All right. So, by the way, good morning. Good morning. Somebody on the chat said good morning Friday, Richard, and you missed that? Somebody said blessed Friday to all.
Oh, I missed it.
You read it?
Yeah, I didn't register because you're just reading and trying to go through quickly.
It's Friday. Yeah. It's Friday. Yes, it?
No.
No, I don't think there's a Friday on Planet Earth as yet. Well, Friday as yet. This week. I stand corrected. But I don't think Friday has reached anywhere as yet. I don't think anywhere is that far in advance. Actually, they might get what? Kiribati, those places. Well, let's just ring in the New Year first.
What you asking me? I can't remember. Somebody east of us.
Anyway, that's so good morning, guys. I had one of those I show speed moments. My body just said, hey, you need to chill out. Because you saw when he fainted away in St. Vincent yesterday.
No, I heard about it, but I didn't see it.
They showed you. But I saw a clip on social media where he just collapsed and they grabbed him in time, you know. But he's been going non-stop, and well, sometimes your body does just tell you, "Hey, chill out." You know.
You underestimate some of the islands that are in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
But you're island hopping. And not only that, you're island hopping, but you're island hopping with crowds of people around you. That has to be draining.
And doing performances for them, for want of a better word.
And he's very sprightly, so you know he's constantly moving. So that's his brand. I show speed.
Yeah.
So
but that is my brand too, but
no, well it is, which is why you have no marriage now. You're too much speed.
No, he's probably working on the next one right now.
Too quick.
I rebuke you, Sir Charles, in the name of all that is good and right and just.
You stop at what, 2? It's 2?
Yes.
And you're good there?
I don't even want that friendship again.
There's an opening for many comments, but
then let them comment. I don't want it. I thought I had one, but I don't want it.
Remember you gearing up to go Addis Ababa?
Yeah, that's cool. I'll go and I'll enjoy Ethiopia when I get the chance, you know. Just like I enjoyed Japan and I enjoy everywhere I go, I enjoy myself. Trust me. You know, I enjoy myself. I try the local stuff. I eat seaweed in Japan the other day. Imagine me who can't eat seafood. I eat seaweed. And it's only after I asked him, I said, what was that? He said seaweed. I said, okay. Yeah, I would try stuff to an extent. Once, if I know shrimp, don't give me shrimp and squid and them kind of thing. I will always ask about it. Don't give that to me. So, you know, but a lot of restaurants, of course, places ask if you have a food allergies, right? Some of them ask, you know.
So when you are right, Kiribati, Samoa, and Tonga are all around 12:45 a.m. on Friday at this point. They're 18 hours ahead of us.
Oh, so there is a place that has a Friday. The Friday is coming.
It's Friday. Yeah.
Right.
And you just only know Kiribati was one of them.
I always remember that name, Kiribati.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go.
Now you know.
And
so anybody listening to us so early in the morning at 12:45 a.m. in Kiribati, Tonga, or Samoa, please feel free to say hello.
Yeah. Hit us up.
And now you know.
Now you know.
Mm-hmm.
So let's do our Did You Know? Mm-hmm.
On my last trip to Trinidad, after chasing flavors that broke every expectation I had, I found myself in a conversation with Senator the Honorable Maharaj, Trinidad and Tobago's Minister of Trade, Investment, and Tourism. I had already spent 8 days on the island with Island Girl Tours, diving headfirst into kitchens, roadside joints, village cookouts where culture lives in every bite. Trinidad punches way above its weight in food, and when you eat it, you'll know what I mean. Senator Maharaj gets that, but he knows there's a whole world beyond food calling travelers from around the world. We talked about the hidden gems of the island, the music, the biodiversity, the endless fetes, and how every season here comes with its own invitation. He spoke with genuine passion about showing travelers that this place isn't just a postcard. It's a real, layered, and live experience. Maharaj's vision isn't small. He's a seasoned entrepreneur who built a globally recognized brand from a kitchen table and is now steering TNT's tourism and trade with that same no-nonsense energy. He's pushing for better air access from West Africa. He's pushing economic diversification and building cultural assets that draw visitors year-round. He even mentioned that he wants to certify certain dishes like doubles to be UNESCO World Heritage recognized. But when it's all boiled down, Senator Maharaj knows it all starts with the people of Trinidad and Tobago. They are the real attraction. And if you spend enough time here, you'll know that he is 100% correct.
Yeah. You know what is, you know that whole issue of Trinidad and Tobago and tourism and how generally lackadaisical we are towards it.
Yeah.
And it's simple fixes. Well, I shouldn't say it's simple fixes, but there are fixes we need to pay attention to. I mean, Wendell, you are well traveled and you would know that a lot of the tourist sites in developed countries or very organized countries, they're very intentional about how it looks, how it is approached, how beautiful they look, whatever the landscaping is. They tend to be very intentional about it because they recognize the value of what it is. We have spots that we recognize the beauty of it, but we are indifferent to how it looks in terms of being an identified tourist resource. The Caroni Swamp is one. If you go into the Caroni Swamp, it looks, as you approach it, it almost looks derelict. There's a huge space just before the Caroni Swamp entrance that it have trucks and containers kind of park up. And then you approach it and you see all the signage, whether it be bananas and stuff like that. In a really serious country about tourism, they would have fixed that,
Yeah.
They would have landscaped that area so when you're approaching it and where you're parking is organized and beautiful in terms of the aesthetics, in terms of what you see as you approach, how it's organized, how the signage looks. Everything is intentional because they're about attracting tourists in a consistent manner. And that holds for a lot of our sites across the country. Even though they might be raw ecotourism sites, there is a way that you would manage it that would make sure that it's tourist accessible in a particular way. We don't pay attention to that. We just say, we have the Caroni Swamp. You just have to take the boat. And it functions and it still works.
Yeah.
Because of the beauty of what we have.
And Richard, let me add to that. I'm happy you brought that up because, again, as you say, I'm well traveled, and I always go to some sort of site when I go somewhere, whether it's up the Caribbean or whether it's internationally. And what we are missing is branding. You go to those sites and you don't know, you see nothing Trinidad and Tobago there, first to begin with. You know you're in Trinidad and Tobago, but you see nothing representative of Trinidad and Tobago. There's no plaque. They're in Jamaica. Well, I can give you examples of Jamaica. Everywhere you go in Jamaica, the heroes are up. They have pictures of Bob Marley, Marcus Garvey. They have all kind of Jamaica branded stuff, whether it's a glass or a teacup or a brooch. They have that at every site. We don't do that. We don't brand Trinidad and Tobago at all. You ought to go downtown in some flea market or some kind of thing to find something branded Trinidad and Tobago or at a store in duty free. It's at none of these sites. Correct me if I'm wrong, people. I've never seen it. I've never been to the Caroni Swamp, actually. Right? But we have not branded Trinidad and Tobago anywhere. Nobody can pick up anything if they go to Lopino. Or, well, maybe Lopino has it. I think in Lopino might have a craft store now. You understand? But a lot of these places, that's what they are missing. You understand? A craft store that you could buy the brand Trinidad and Tobago. Anything.
Currently.
You know what is interesting about, as you talk about Jamaica also, and that is so noticeable, and is probably the easiest way of branding, is that everywhere you look, you see their colors.
Yeah.
Everything is painted, wall, signed. You get those colors, that national flag colors, you know.
I tell you, Jamaica is a classic example of that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and it's them I'm talking about more than anybody else. Once you're there, you look around. Everything, everywhere you look, even if you're not aware of it, you can see, well, yeah, this is the national color of Jamaica.
Let me tell you something. If you go to Jamaica, like Dunn's River, they're selling shoes to go in the water in the Jamaica colors. All of that, they market every single thing. You understand? And as I say, in African parts of Africa, you go, that's what you get to use. You see all these little trinkets, any little trick with the colors, the national colors on it.
Yeah.
You know?
I like the idea of shoes going in. I like the idea of waterproof shoes to go into water and stuff like that. As a child, I used to be very scornful like rivers. I never used to like rivers. Because, you know, rivers are very rocky at the bottom.
Yes.
And I was always like, what am I going to be stepping on? You don't know. And I'm very scornful about my feet in terms where I put it. And so I never liked beaches where the bottom was not sandy, like where it's rocky. You know, to have some beaches, the bottom is rocky or mossy or hate that.
Oh, weedy, seaweed.
Yeah, I hate that. So, so that idea of shoes, waterproof shoes that you can wear wherever.
Yeah.
I love that idea.
Yeah. I've only ever seen it in Jamaica, though, you know, actually.
No, I saw it. For people who don't know, they sell on Amazon. I got a pair, trust me.
Yeah, that's just okay. He never is putting anything.
I got a pair, trust me. So if you want to go to the river, and you scored for why you going up, because in river, you never know what people throw in a river. You have those kind of shoes now.
Yeah.
But I suppose they're wrong for a long time. It's just one time I was thinking about it and I said, I wonder if they have those. And I checked on Amazon and I said, they do have them. And I said, you know what? I'll take that in one. Just to have it. Not on the planet to go any river. But, you know. So if you were wondering, Amazon has it.
This is where you can get in on the show, 2811315 or 2995156. We can take your calls.
Amazon probably have souvenir products for Trinidad and Tobago. If you don't want to go to. I never checked, but I'm sure they do.
You know, that's a feature of some states. New York is one, you know. New York people don't go in a mall and shop and thing, you know. They buy everything on Amazon, you know. Even groceries.
Yeah. A lot of malls in America, not all, but a lot of malls are closing down and stuff. But you know, I think, but in the rest of the world, there's still a lot of malls still do very well. And I think people like the outing of going to a mall. Americans become very self-contained and almost impersonal in a lot of ways, so they don't feel like they have to leave home. But I think for the rest of the world, a lot of the rest of the world, they like the fact that you're going and you know, and they want to see what the shoes look like, and they want to see what the clothes look like, and you like the outing of going to the food court, and so I think people like that. I think Trinidad's a large degree like that.
Yeah.
You know, things like that.
Miami is like that. Florida is like that. Not New York.
Yeah. No, Americans generally, a lot of malls. Americans are quite content not to go to nobody. At least that's my sense of them. The Americans, the Trini Americans and Americans in the group are free to agree or disagree.
All right, hold on there, guys. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, folks. Here, front and center, Norfolk, Virginia. Hey, Wendell, we asking you in the chat here. So you won't have a lady friend, like a friend with benefits? I have somebody here who really think you kind of
The man said that clearly.
Yeah.
You weren't listening. The man said that clearly. He said, I would do want no friendship.
I'll take the benefits, Ron. I don't want no friends, but I'll take the benefits. I don't want no friends. I'll take the benefits.
Good morning, Ms. Zena. And you and Wendell were right. You're absolutely right. After my consultations with my P&M friends, my UNC friends, you know, out here and about, you know what? it won't change in our lifetime as far as how they're choosing political leaders and stuff. Because look, Stuart Young wasn't black enough, and over in the UNC, Jack, with the deep pockets he had, he was too black. So you are quite right. Anyway, you and Zena, and good morning again, Ms. Zena. You guys have a great day, okay? Cheers.
All right. You too.
Sometimes he's go left far, you know. And far left, you know. I be quite over this right side here, dilly dally, and he gone to it.
Oh my word.
Well, we're taking your calls to 811-315, 281-1315 and 299-5156.
Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Sir Charles, Wendell, and Richard. Sir Charles and Richard and Wendell, something I wanted to raise with you all that I was told last night by a friend of mine, where when somebody dies and they don't have an ID card, it is very difficult to get the death certificate, right? Because of not having an ID card. I don't know, but what I'm saying is, people who are alive, I think you all need to know that you all should have a national ID card and whatever other documents you all need to have, because when you die, it is very complicated for people to process your documentation, which is like a death certificate also, without the ID card. Because right now I know someone who's going through that problem. So they was let me know what was taking place, and they also asked me to let Sir Charles, Richard, and Wendell know.
Yes, yeah. I think you're right. You have to get somebody older than you to swear an affidavit that you're that person. I think that you're right.
No, but what I'm saying, wouldn't a passport together with your birth certificate or other forms of national ID not work? To me, they should.
Well, I guess he's
because there are plenty of people who don't have ID cards, and I count myself proudly among one of those because of the inefficiency of the amount of hours that you have to sit to accomplish it. So until that changes, I'm not going to have no ID card.
I'm assuming he mean that the person had no other form of ID. I'm assuming that it is that type of person.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
All right, caller, good morning.
Amigos, que paso? The Three Musketeers.
Morning.
Good morning, Wendell. How you going?
Morning.
Okay. I don't know if you know a friend by the name of Pumpkin. He was a counselor. Right? From one big Martin side.
No, I don't know that name.
He passed away and today he funeral from Crystal Spring to Batu. Right?
Yeah.
He was something in restoration at the St. James thing down there now. Where it have functions, I think. He was on it. Yeah. Pumpkin.
I don't know that name at all.
Yeah, he was an electrician. He was a counselor.
Okay.
Yeah, anyhow. The question yesterday we were talking about Julie John being the leader at the UNC. You will never see that. She will be there long camera. Because when anybody pass, they must have one of their own. Because that is the culture. Don't let me forget. They actually there as a smoke screen. Right, brother? Only best to everybody.
All right.
All right, Mr. Grant.
What poll do we have up there, Sir Charles? Do you agree that TNT risks diplomatic fallout by aligning itself with the US? That's our poll today, right? By the way, our guest who agreed, he did message me last night that I missed it, and then I saw it this morning. Junior Benjamin, Deputy Commissioner of Police, Junior Benjamin should be joining us after at 7:50 a.m. this morning, right?
That'd be interesting. Yeah. So the morning poll came from that story in the Express today, where international relations expert Dr. Andy Knight is warning that Trinidad and Tobago risks diplomatic fallout by hitching its wagon to a politically lame duck United States president. I don't know why he called the president that, but he says that we face international fallout. So that is where the poll is coming from this morning. All right?
Okay. All right.
Morning, caller.
Good morning, Sir Charles.
Morning, Zena.
Morning, Wendell.
Morning.
And I don't like that late morning. Don't start me. Good morning. A special good morning to Richard.
Good morning. How are you, Zena?
You see all you?
You fellas very cautious of you this
good. I'm very good.
That's a good place to be. That's a good place to be.
So I will take that bait this morning. Richard, where you don't like to put your toes in the water just so?
What? Nah.
So wherever you have to put your foot with toes in any kind of water, you have to put on our shoes.
I said river particularly.
What?
River.
It has certain people, they like to put their toes in different places, especially their big toe.
I know she was going there, I know that she was going there, though. I know she was setting up Richard for that, you know.
You can see that coming up, man.
You will think so because your mind too warped.
But you now say that,
Mister. You see, I'm gonna leave that story alone. Good morning, Virginia.
Yeah, leave that.
Thank you for agreeing with us. They're easy, you know. Anyway, this morning and Friday, I'm waiting for you for Friday morning.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, have a good day, my folks.
All right, Gina. Of course, our poll: do you agree that TNT risks diplomatic fallout from aligning itself with the United States? Yes or no?
All right.
We've
So
had several discussions around that before. You getting the vote on it this morning. All right.
All right, so vote on the poll. Remember, you're voting 1 if you're voting yes, and 2 if you are voting no. We have our news at 1 minute past the hour of 7 o'clock.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is NETT Radio News Now.
This is the news now for Thursday, the 30th of April, on New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio, and Guile Caribbean TV. I'm Derek McMillan. Good day, everyone. Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar says she has no concerns that Trinidad and Tobago is being sidelined by Venezuela amid ongoing diplomatic engagements. Her comments come as Venezuelan acting President Delcy Rodriguez recently held talks with leaders in Barbados and Grenada, strengthening cooperation in energy and trade. Persad-Bissessar says communication between both countries is ongoing through foreign affairs channels and confirmed plans to send a diplomatic delegation to Venezuela to secure this country's share of cross-border energy resources. She dismissed suggestions of any diplomatic slight, saying Venezuela is now re-engaging regionally following the easing of sanctions. However, opposition Senator Amory Brown has criticized the government's approach, warning that its handling of relations with Caracas could carry consequences. Customers of Republic Bank Limited will face higher banking fees from Friday, following a broad increase across everyday services. The changes include higher charges for overdrafts, insufficient funds, and late loan payments, with some penalties nearly doubling. NSF fees will rise to $57.50, while overdraft charges will also increase to the same amount. Debit card users will now pay per transaction on some accounts that previously allowed limited free withdrawals. The move comes amid concerns banks may pass on costs linked to a new asset levy announced by Finance Minister Davendranath Tanku. The bank has reported strong profits in recent months, even as customers face rising costs. A Barrack-Poor man has been sentenced to death by hanging for the killing of his common-law wife and their infant daughter. 31-year-old Rishi Motilal was found guilty of murdering 31-year-old Tara Ramsarup and their 14-month-old child following a judge-alone trial. The court heard that the attack occurred in October 2024 after a domestic dispute escalated, with the victim sustaining multiple fatal injuries. Justice Nalini Singh rejected the defense's claim of provocation, ruling that Motilal's actions showed clear intent, including his decision to arm himself and the nature of the attack. The court also heard evidence of admissions made shortly after the killings. Motilal was sentenced on Monday, bringing the case to a close. Caribbean countries are being urged to treat artificial intelligence as a development priority or risk falling behind globally. CEO of Liberty Caribbean, Inga Smits, says the region must move beyond discussion and begin applying AI in practical ways to drive economic growth. She says access to technology alone is no longer enough, stressing the need for measurable outcomes, stronger skills development, and wider use of AI across business and society. The call came as the company marked International Girls in ICT Day, promoting initiatives to increase participation in the digital sector. Smith says countries that adopt AI responsibly and inclusively will be better positioned for future growth, warning that delays could come at a cost. In the region, Venezuela has renewed its claim to Guyana's Essequibo, insisting its rights to the oil-rich territory are historical and irrefutable. Venezuelan interim president Delcy Rodriguez made the comments in Caracas as tensions with Guyana continue over the long-running border dispute. She defended wearing a brooch depicting a map of Venezuela that includes the Essequibo, saying it reflects the only map she has known, and warned her country would not accept what she called a theft of its territory. Guyana's President Irfan Ali has raised concerns over the display, calling it provocative as the matter remains before the International Court of Justice. Venezuela says it will soon present its case as the decades-old dispute continues to strain regional relations. In international news, shares in major U.S. tech firms swung sharply after a wave of earnings reports highlighted massive spending on artificial intelligence. Companies including Meta Platforms, Alphabet Inc., Microsoft, and Amazon are collectively planning to spend more than $500 billion on AI this year. Meta's shares fell after it announced higher-than-expected spending, while Microsoft and Amazon also dipped despite reporting profit growth. Alphabet, however, saw its stock jump on strong earnings and gains in its cloud business driven by AI demand. Investors remain cautious about whether the heavy investment will translate into returns as rising costs begin to impact cash flow. The results highlight growing pressure on tech giants to prove that their AI spending can deliver long-term profits. And that's NETT Radio News at this time.
That was news now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio. NETT Radio.
Your mid-morning just got better. Join Sir Charles for the mid-morning mix and mingle, where good music, real talk, health, and family matters come together, and your voice is heard. Whether you're at work, on the go, or just taking a break, this is the perfect mix to keep you engaged, informed, and entertained. The mid-morning mix and mingle, weekdays, 9 a.m. to 12 noon on New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio.
Morning vibes, fresh energy. This is the NETT Radio Breakfast Show.
She calling me sugar daddy. She love when I walk it that day. Pushy in the corner, kind of body speaker. Girl, you're the pressure. Crash and then she over. She love when I walk in that day. She love how I give it to share. She calling me sugar daddy. She love when I walk it that day. Not looking for love, no way. Just wanna have fun, oh yeah. So bring it and come. Cock up your foot and push it right back, right back, right back, right back, right back. Raise your hands and push it right back, right back, right back, right back, right back, back. Oh God! Can't wait until Carnival Day when the posse reach the highway. Head back and be whining away. Want a girl to come push it back, right back, right back, right back, right back. Raise your hands and come push it back, right back, right back, right back, right back, back. She say push it in the corner, kind of body speaker. Girl, you're the pressure, crash and then she winding it slow. Cock up your foot and push it right back, right back, right back, right back, right back. Raise your hands and come push it back, right back, right back, right back, right back, back. She said push it in the corner, corner for the speaker. Apply all the pressure, pressure then she over. She love when I walk in the tail. She love when I give it to share. She calling me sugar daddy. She love when I walk in the tail. Push it in the corner, corner for the speaker. Apply all the pressure, pressure then she over. She love when I walk in the tail. She love when I give it to share. She calling me sugar daddy. She love when I walk in the tail. You walking it, daddy. Don't stop, baby, walking it. You walking it, daddy. You walking it, daddy. She said.
Mornings just got better. You're locked into NETT Radio Breakfast Show, fueling your day with the best music and real talk.
Well, we got all of those elements here for you right here on New Era TT Radio. So let me say a very special good morning to you once again. If you're just joining us for the very first time this morning, thank you so much for being here. Trust me, I missed plenty already inside the first hour, you know. Yeah. But don't worry, we still have a whole lot more for you coming up. So stick and stay, all right? Let me say good morning to our Anthem crew. I love my Anthem crew, you know. Those are the people that just somehow between, you see, like about 10 to 6 and 6 o'clock. You just see the numbers rolling up as people check in. That is really, really good. So thank you so much to the Anthem crew. All those that came in along the way and who will come in throughout the day. Of course, this is the Breakfast Show, and you're listening to New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio, the heartbeat of the Caribbean. And yes, we are taking you above and beyond. The Breakfast Show, Wendell Stephen. Right, no S in between there. Richard Raghubar Singh, and of course, yours truly, Sir Charles. We are here with you Monday to Friday to keep you company, make sure we keep you laughing, we keep you smiling, and of course, give you good information too, right? On the Breakfast Show. So let me say good morning also to the folks out there at Gael Caribbean TV. Hi, Gael. Okay, Errol and the team, good day to you guys. And ladies, thank you very much for logging in. And of course, just to let you know that when we come off of the Gael feed inside of the next hour, and of course we come off of our social media platforms, because I know we are multi-platform here on the net. All you have to do is come across to netradiott.com. That's NETTRADIOTT.com. And you are able to listen to us all day as we take you into the weekend, right? Also, there are a number of streaming platforms now that you can get us. We have gone global. So you can pick us up on TuneIn. You can pick us up on MyTuner, Simple Radio, Radio Garden, and Online Radio Box. Like about 5 or 6 different choices there, right? Nice. And all you have to give it a command or put in your browser, NETT Radio Trinidad. Of course, if you're on your smart devices, you just tell any one of them, Alexa, Siri, log on to NETT Radio Trinidad for me, please. All right? Also, don't forget to visit all of our social media platforms. We want you to put your stamp on all: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and also TikTok. Let's get those numbers rolling in between there. Like, subscribe, follow the pages. Just put your stamp on it, right? And they are all at NETT Radio Trinidad. It's easy branded for you to find us now, right? Across the board, NETT Radio Trinidad, you get us on everything. What else do I need to let you know in between here? Don't forget also to join our WhatsApp channel. And if you want to join our WhatsApp channel, we're doing pretty well so far. People joining the channel, man. Just text the word, send link, and we will send you the link so you can join our WhatsApp community. Also, don't forget, on all of those platforms in the descriptions, hit that donate button and support us, because we need your support to keep us outside here, all right? So I think I've given you all the house cleaning notes. So our morning poll is up. I was looking to tell you exactly where the morning poll is coming from. But international relation expert Mr. Knight, he was on the MSG's platform on Tuesday, and he said that Trinidad and Tobago will risk diplomatic fallout from aligning ourselves with the U.S., right? So do you agree with what Mr. Knight is saying? Remember, you're voting 1 if you're voting yes, and 2 if you are voting no. And we'll tell you how you voted when we come back after the break. So stay with us here on The Breakfast Show.
Port of Spain, a scandal in Citrus is finally back. We know you've been waiting, and we are finally back at Central Bank Auditorium for 2 nights only, on Saturday the 2nd of May at 8:30 p.m. and Sunday the 3rd at 6:30 p.m. Scandal in Citrus is back. Box office at Central Bank Auditorium opens on Monday 27th April, 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. Tickets also available at usual outlets and online. Kick stress out of your life.
Stress, get away from
Scandal in Citrus. Do not miss it.
Scandal in Citrus.
Are you taking care of your sexual health and overall well-being? At Total Image and Dr. Raj Adult Boutique, we believe your confidence, wellness, and intimacy matter. Visit us at our convenient locations: 10 Carmody Street, St. Augustine, Edinburgh, Chaguanas, Shops of Daybay, 95 Circular Road, Vistabella, Docks Ranch Light Pole 51, SS Aaron Road, Penal, and Metro Hotel, Suite 1, Number 2, Knoll Street North, Couva. From relaxing massage services to professional guidance on sexual wellness, we are here to support you every step of the way. Consult with renowned sexologist, Dr. Raj Ramnanan, for expert advice tailored to your needs. Take the first step toward a healthier, more confident you. Call 285-9739 or 645-4543 to book your appointment today. Total Image and Dr. Raj Adult Boutique, where wellness meets confidence.
Advertise with us on New Era TT Radio, the fastest growing streaming platform for talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Audio and video ads welcome. Elevate your brand with us. Connect with us at newerattradio@yahoo.com or call us at 299-5156. Now what are you waiting for?
Celebrate Mother's Day with 2 fat fellas at Cipriani Labour College.
One night only, Saturday, May 9th. Bring your mother and come.
6 best comic actors: Cecilia, Penny, Kevon, Zachary, Raisha, and Rhodey.
This ridiculously funny comedy is at CLR for one night only.
Tickets available at Dorman Shoe Store, Long Circular Mall, Anthony's Floral Val Park, Electronics Arima, K Square Stores, Eastgate Mall, Brentwood Plaza, C3 Mall. CLR box office opens Thursday the 7th of May. Also online at islandetickets.com. For more info, text or call 683-0356 or 683-4843.
Check our Mother's Day special on social media. 2 fat fellas.
I just might.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Join me, Brother David Muhammad, every Tuesday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. here on New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio, Powerful Radio. Join me to hear knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Tuesdays, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. here on New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio.
All right, everybody. So we are back with you inside of the second hour of the breakfast show. And of course, you are listening to NETT Radio. Yeah.
Yeah. I saw the video, Richard, of what you shared just now in terms of Melania Trump pulling away from Donald Trump. What? You ain't seen it in the chat? Just shared it. She's clearly disgusted by that man. You could just tell she's disgusted by him, but guess what? She's gonna stick it out. And then I also saw the video that Beauty Culture raised here, where he rushed in front of Queen Camilla to shake hands. I mean, Donald Trump is a class act. All you figure that one out. He's a class act. You understand? And he doesn't care. You know, he's reached that age and stage in his life that he just doesn't care. And he will never change. You understand? But clearly Melania Trump, I saw that video and it's like disgust. Oh, you're going to be dirty in my glove with that little hand of yours.
All that, she say all that in the video?
Look, you can watch her and say that. You can see that she said, get that dirty little hand away from my glove.
She was they already separated to say 1,000 words. But
you could have seen it on her face. Get your dirty little hand away from my glove, my white glove. You know?
I don't know, buddy. Trump man under real pressure, you know.
And he don't care. I don't think he cares.
No,
I really don't think he cares. But all them side swipes he get from the king, I don't think he cares. He go laugh and you know he's kind of stupid.
He might just say, like, I winded down my session here right now, you know.
I focus on the next 3 or so years in power. I focus on getting certain things done so that my businesses and my children's business will live on for generations to come. Trust me. People think like that. Some people, and he might be one who thinking like that. The hell with all you, yes. My business, my legacy must live on.
Wow.
You know,
and that is a thing that most people don't think about. So yeah, so kudos.
There are several people in politics who think like that, you know, Sir Charles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Their legacy, what they've left behind, going on and on and on, regardless of how they gathered it. They couldn't care how they acquired it. You understand? As long as it lives on and on and on and on and on. Because I know someone who believed he would come back to enjoy his money. You know? He acquired wealth beyond measure, and he lived with that expectation that he will come back one day to enjoy it. You know.
Okay. So he's no longer with us.
No, he's no longer with us.
Okay.
Maybe he is. I don't know.
Well,
maybe he's back in some other form.
Yeah, but I don't know if that actually is so. I hear people say that you come back in another form or you come back in a different life, but nobody who I talk to could remember being here before.
Well, maybe they don't want to tell you. Hey, I was so and so and so and so. Maybe they're right there on you and they were here before.
Anybody, anyhow, maybe tomorrow I'll make that a lighter question. If all they feel all they was here before, or they could share that with me tomorrow on this Friday. I'd have given already the whole day to think about it. If all they feel all they was somehow here before, in some other form or fashion, you can share that with me tomorrow. And don't just tell me that, show me which part also.
Yeah.
Seeing is believing.
I know when I come back, I'm going to win the lotto. I know that for sure. Because I know the sequence of numbers, I'll study them and know when they're going to come back.
Okay.
That's that?
Excellent.
Anyway, let's do a poll, Sir Charles.
Yes. I will just remind you where it's coming from, right? Because international relations expert, when you have an expert in front of your name, people just put plenty of that. So Dr. Andy Knight is warning that Trinidad and Tobago risks diplomatic fallout by hitching its wagon. I think I could probably sub it for now. To a potentially lame duck United States president. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
So that is where the poll came from this morning. And he was talking at the MSG's Tuesday evening talk. And that is where it came from. And actually, we will be carrying that for you when we come off from the Gael feed, somewhere around 20 to quarter to the hour of 9 o'clock. We'll be carrying that for you guys this morning, right? We try to carry what the MSG talks on their platform, so we give people a wide cross section as to what the conversation is across the board.
All right. Good.
So you can look out for that.
So, our poll: do you agree that TNT risks diplomatic fallout from aligning itself with the U.S.? Robert Allen, yes. Slick Money Grip, yes. Eunice Dublin, yes. Kurt Hope, yes. David McCarthy, yes. Gary Francois, yes. Diane, yes. Magic, yes. Marlon Motley, yes. Beauty Culture, yes. Colted Finch, yes. Helen Prescott, yes. Margarita Chow, yes. Johnson Noel, yes. Michael Cadet, yes. Kim Govaya, yes. Kazim Mohammed, yes. Also China Wonders. Marlene Saunders Sobers, who said best Friday morning today. Yes. She says she's excited about her birthday month. That's why. It's also the birthday month of my daughter, May. She's the last day of the month. Yeah. Casey Senghor, yes. Trini Gets Fit, yes. A lot of chat in between here. Debbie Mitchell, good morning. Jason Samuel, Magic, okay. No votes. Valerie Mendoza, yes. Kenny in Harlem, yes. Joseph Clement, yes. Ingrid, no. From Tucson, no. Ava Smith, yes. Fran Romani, no. Apollonius, yes. Avion Abraham, yes. Ron DeSantis, 2, no. Piggy Lou Blue, yes. Diana Hamill, yes, it has begun. Finback Collins, yes. Michael Robinson, yes. Morning, Michael Manish. Well, not morning for you, evening. It's 8 o'clock by you, 8 p.m. by you already. Who else? Andre, yes. But Wendell, didn't you say yesterday that the brooches are non it's your style and thing? All right. So how is... Well, she confirmed it isn't style and double down. Okay. I haven't read that story, Andre. I'll read it. Oh, Lord. Michael Oliver, no. Finn Collins said he was at UNC before, and when he died, he saw Satan and decided to join the PNM.
And I hope that they come back with your party card. I hope they bury you with your party card in your pocket.
Oh, Lord, good, yes. Frank Edwards, yes. Debbie Mitchell, no. Gemma Peters Halls, yes. Cheryl Henry, yes. All right, so those are the votes on the chat.
All right, let me get back to the WhatsApp and the WhatsApp channel, right? So give me a little minute here. All right, I just want to make sure I get everybody inside. So we have where's that boy? Oh. All right, so Pauline saying no, which is 2. We have Archbishop Ashton Clark saying 1. Judith in Tobago saying 1. Brenda Impinal saying 1. Captain Ron saying 1. Raymond is saying 1. Zena saying hell 1. Mr. Augustine saying 1. Peter Wilson 1. Betty in Brooklyn did not vote on this one. Dre out there in Rio Claro. Good morning to you, Dre. Saying, well, yeah, yes, 1. Miss Sampson is saying 1. Stan Kofa is saying 1. Sean Ram is saying 2. And remember, I just switch some stuff here. I'm trying to get onto the WhatsApp channel to give you what's going on there too. Right, so I have 4 persons on the WhatsApp channel saying 1 and 1 person saying no.
Yeah. All right. So is that it?
Yeah, that's what we have so far.
I just have one more vote on YouTube. Cyrilek says yes. All right. So I guess we could give the percentage. It's up there on the screen for you all to see. 93% said yes, and it changed just now. 94 said yes, and 6% said no. All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I didn't actually do the actual calculation for you guys this morning, but it's relatively around the same thing, across the board. Most people would have said yes.
Yeah.
I
guess people still want to know the number of people who voted, as opposed to the percentage, But I mean, we're calling out the votes here on the show, so you could average from it. We go between 50 and 60 votes every morning. You understand? And on a bad day, we go down to just over 40, right? But we tally normally between 50 and 60 votes here every day, all right? Which is quite commendable from our listeners and our viewers, all right? We thank you so much for it. Is DCP Benjamin in here as yet, Sir Charles?
No, not yet.
All right. Hopefully he will. Yeah. Hopefully he'll remember, because I know he messaged me late last night to ask me when, and I messaged him back some hour this morning to say today at 7:30. You understand? So
he's not coming in. So that is.
Oh, he's coming in. Okay.
I give him a minute to settle.
Yeah.
But I know, just to go back to the morning poll, I don't believe there will be no diplomatic fallout there.
If there isn't already,
where? I don't know. Anyhow, I'm trying to research it because I just saw the article this morning, so I will go through it a little more when I have a little more time. Maybe by tomorrow I'll get some more information, and I like to compare to see what has transpired in the past. So people who would have probably found themselves in the same situation, just maybe like Trinidad and Tobago, aligning themselves with the US on other things, because I am sure we are not a test case. I will go back and see maybe other places that would have aligned themselves and what fallout it had, what consequences for it. Because
I'm agreeing with you, Sir Charles. I don't think there'll be fallout. But the US, you can't. I mean, aligning yourself with the US to me is not the issue. As when you agree with them as we have done in certain other issues, then you could find a fallout from that. But I don't know diplomatically if you could ever have a fallout with a powerful nation like the United States. United States is bigger than Donald Trump, It's bigger than, a lot of people have a problem with his style of presidency, but it's bigger than him at the end of the day. You know what I mean? He can't, he's been getting his way, yes, but the issue with a relationship with the United States goes far beyond Donald Trump, far before and far after. And as the king pointed out to him in several parts of his speech yesterday, this is not about you. You're not beyond executive power, beyond executive how should I put it, control.
Yeah, but I will, as I said, I will look and see, because I believe in, at the end of the day, I don't know. I think if you probably go against them in that kind of way, you might feel more fallout than working with them.
Yeah, than aligning yourself with them. You're right. You're right.
You face sanctions, you face this, you feel that. I don't. And even if Donald Trump is not there, I don't feel it's going to make any difference for Trinidad and Tobago.
Well, again, we saw how America can change depending on who's president. And Donald Trump, time will come to an end, people. Trust me, it will. And you may still be around to experience it, right?
Nice. So our guest is here, and he's settled in now. So let's go into our Let's Talk segment.
All right.
Yeah.
Hi, good morning, Deputy Commissioner of Police Junior Benjamin. It's such a pleasure to have you back.
It's a privilege to be here, and a pleasant good morning to all your listeners as well.
All right. Thank you so much for taking my late invitation.
Anytime for you, sir. It's always a joy being here with you guys.
I so appreciated waking up somehow this morning and seeing your response. I said, oh boy, I wonder if it's not too late.
Hey, no, that's no problem, man. Hello, we're here, and I'm always enjoying the time here with you guys. So you can call on me anytime.
Right. So let me get this out of the way. Because since Gary Griffith was Commissioner of Police, we have not really had a Commissioner of Police or anybody senior in the police service who has made themselves accessible to the media as much as you have done. Which is why I always appreciate you whenever you respond. And I really wished you had a longer stint as Commissioner of Police. I said that on radio already, so I'm not hiding that.
All right. Well, again, different persons, different styles, and I would say having sat in the seat of as the acting commissioner, it's really not an easy position, honestly. And it is very challenging, and therefore there are different styles to leadership. But again, I just want to commend. I think every single commissioner of police brought something to the table. Our present commissioner of police is doing a fantastic job in terms of in many different ways leading the police service, and it's you might not always get him, and that's why we are here as deputy commissioners to uphold his hands and also to be part and parcel of that commissioner part where you're able to still communicate what is happening with the service. So we see ourselves as a team. So therefore I think I'm still commissioner, it's just deputy, but it's still in the name.
Yeah, but everybody else just be bricks and Euro bricks.
So I'm still part of the team, man. So let's say it's one leadership.
And I like that. And I like the way that you said it. You're part of the team. So let me ask you this as we jump into it. With all that has been happening, well, not just within recent times, over the years where the Trinidad and Tobago police is concerned, there's a lot of negativity being focused on the police service. How do you feel as a DCP for holding that office, and how do most of the officers feel at this point in time with what has been taking place? How do they see? How do they function with all this negativity coming at the police service?
Well, and sometimes you have to be in it to appreciate it. You are going to find negativity anywhere you go. You do good, people are going to have a problem some way or the other, especially if you're doing the job of a police officer. As a police officer, you're called to deal with situations, and the persons who you're dealing with, their family is going to say unfair. You are going to face it. But nevertheless, I think that if you're going to judge the police service on performance, we need to look at the data. And there is absolutely no one in their correct mind will look at the data and say that the Trinidad and Tobago police service is not performing. Let's just think about it. And I mean, just think about it. I'm not asking Trinidad and Tobago to use any great mathematical formula, but just think about it. Last year, we were able to reduce the crime situation by 42%, which is the lowest in nearly more than 20 years. And yet, you understand, you see there, and nobody wants to stop and say, police service, you're doing a great job. And this was under the hands, again, of myself in the beginning, and then Commissioner Guevara at the end. So it was a combined effort in a time when the police service faced one of its greatest crises. But yet we were able to do that. Yet we are saying, even now, well, after doing that last year, we are still nearly 10 murders less than when we had last year around this time, which was, again, 20 years of improvement, and we are lower than that. And still, people are saying we are not performing. If that is not performance, I don't know what else is. You understand? And I'm just saying, because we are not speaking about these things, people are having a field day. And I think that is one of the things that we're not doing right. We need to come out and to speak out. Because if we don't speak out, then the narrative of the media and what people are reading is going to really cause that level of negativism. But I'm saying, I think that the police service, we are seeking to really continue to improve and to bring that level of safety and protection to the Trinidad and Tobago. We are. I'm not saying that we're doing an excellent job. I think that we're doing a good job. There is a need for always more improvement. One murder is one murder too much. So we are not gloating about anything. But nevertheless, I think that if you're going to look at performance, let the data speak. And let the data clearly show that, we are continuing to reduce crime even under our present Commissioner of Police.
But DCP Benjamin, I mean, at the end of the day, it is how the citizens feel, right? It's not even about the data. It's how the citizens feel, especially in light of the fact that we have been under a state of emergency for quite a while. And yet still the murders have persisted. Yet still we're not hearing about the intelligence of the TTPS. You know, I don't like to use those two words together, but the intelligence of the TTPS in terms of what they've been doing about what's happening with the gangs and what's happening with these people who have these ill intentions. Clearly, the TTPS, whilst they may have been able to get their handle on some of the issues in terms of that murder of the WPC, you know, but at the same time, it was an operation clearly that may have been going on for quite a while in terms of guns going missing. How would you respond to that? Because the citizens don't feel what you're saying this morning.
Right, and again, I want to just, put a little caveat on that. In the sense that, yes, I think that there's a difference between the reduction of crime and the fear of crime. And I think that we need to understand the separation. I think as a police service, we have done a lot in relation to the reduction of crime. I think that we yet to do much more in relation to the fear of crime. And therefore, that is the area that I think that we need to really look at in terms of the police service. And I will tell you how we deal with that a little later. However, just to answer your question, one, it is quite interesting that when we hear, of all that is happening, you are bringing an instance that has absolutely nothing to do with the police service. That is the municipal police that is under a separate act, and we are saying that is not the TTPS. All right, that is not the TTPS.
But crimes being committed still, DCP.
No. But I'm talking about what you just talked about the guns being missing and so on. That is not the TTPS. So it seems that whenever you understand, we want to bring that negative connotation. Anything with police, it becomes now the TTPS. So I'm just saying that is not the TTPS, but nevertheless, we are going to still take responsibility in the sense that I personally see us as one. So therefore, I am saying, yes, there are things that we need to put in place. And that is why the commissioner, as well as the government, is taking its position in terms of dealing with that situation in relation to the firearms and so on missing. And therefore, ACP Meister is there, and he has put certain things in place to ensure proper, security management within the municipalities, and therefore, with, again, the stringent measures by the Commissioner of Police to ensure that all firearms are now collected by the TTPS. There are things that have been put in place to ensure going forward that we continue to rectify and to put the necessary, management things in place to control that situation. In relation to...
But DCP...
Sure.
Yeah, but DCP Benjamin, I hear you on the reduction of crime and the issue of the fear of crime. But there's a lot of bad PR that comes out of the TTPS that whittles away at the confidence of citizens in your performance and then their ability to trust the TTPS. You have very high-profile cases of what seemingly looks like police executions. You have issues of the TTPS being resistant to a lot of the laymen watching on and women watching on, being resistant to body cameras. You have footage of police officers pushing away CCTV cameras that are in the area when they're dealing with an event. All of those things eat away at the citizens' confidence in the performance of the TTPS. Do you recognize that is a problem?
Right. And I am saying, and this is what I'm saying, I am saying that you will find these situations, and therefore I am not saying that the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service we are perfect at all. But I am saying at the same time, if you are going to judge us, don't just judge us by certain instance. You have to look at the holistic. If a child is going to do examinations in terms of SEA, and my daughter is doing that, I'm saying at the end of the day, the SEA, they're not making things based on how people feeling. It is based on the marks that is received that you get. You know, you go to different places and they have their different things. It is about the overall marks. I am saying that you need to look at us holistically. And therefore, I am saying that when we deal with the fear of crime, there are things that we need to work on. And let me be absolutely clear. I am not saying, I'm saying that we need to work on how we treat the public. We need to work on that, certainly. All right? I am saying that, yes, in terms of a greater level of transparency in terms of body cam, but I am saying even with that, it is a procurement process, and therefore we are going through that process at the moment. And therefore, it is not our fault that we are not there. There is a situation.
Oh, come on, DCP Benjamin, but regard to body cams, that's something that is about nearly 25, 30 years, that discussion going on.
But I am
of
saying
all
that
the police services across the planet, I think Trinidad and Tobago probably holds position number one in the ability to procure body cams.
But again, we had body cams. It's not that we didn't have body cams. But if you are following the media in terms of what was done, you recognize that the body cams that we had, again, was not giving us the quality because the battery started to die. Therefore, we have to go into another arrangement. The arrangement in which it went. It started fell through because of certain procurement procedure. Then the OPR came in and changed that whole pendulum in terms of how we must go about doing it. We are doing it now the right way, and therefore, again, there's a series of events that took place that I'm saying whether we want to accept it or not, that is what it is, and therefore we are in the process of doing that because we believe that there is a need for that level of transparency, integrity, and accountability as it relates to the police service. And once I am there, and once that the commissioner is there, and other person, we are in full support that police officers going out there must have their body cam, but we do not have enough at this stage.
So is it that we deliberately procured defective body cam or ineffective body cams? Is that what I'm hearing?
I am not saying that. I want you to appreciate that in times past we used to use typewriters. Now we're using laptops, and therefore it's quite clear that as time progresses that the very body cam has improved. The ones that we want to procure are those that even when a police officer is out there and did not put on that body cam from the command center, we can put it on. We can ensure that we speak to officers. There are body cams that you can use now to know exactly where the police officer is. So it goes with its GPS, and there are other different things. And the point is that more and more these things are improving so that we can give the quality of policing that we want. And therefore, those are the ones that we are looking for.
DCP, let me ask you a question. See, as you're so close on that issue, and I understand that technology evolves, but when we look back at what we had even in use, even if it may not have been the best, how would you all respond to a situation where the PCA has said that within all of their investigations, they have never received any body cam footage from the police in some of those cases that they investigated, whether it was good body cameras or bad body cameras? Why is it that they in their investigations, none has been able to be handed into the PCA to do their checks?
All right. I want you to appreciate when we had body cameras, first of all, the quantum was never sufficient to have in all the main areas. You will recognize that especially in the areas where the PCA is probably asking for, these things would have been done, probably these shootings and all the different things that they're asking for would have been done by persons of the task force and so on. When the first set of body cams, it went to division. I remember being the senior soup in Tobago division, and the then acting commissioner of police, Mr. Jacob, I think it was at the time, came across and handed us the first set of body worn cameras. Those body worn cameras was placed in the station, and it was given to persons on patrols. All right, and therefore I am saying that because of the number we had, it was about getting it into the psyche of the officers. All right, we had to do our training and so on, and we started to use it on patrols. However, what you recognize is that, again, when we have these things and the numbers that we want to ensure not just that the patrols have, but now the task force would have it. Now anybody that is going out, they must have it. So we need, we want to procure a large number so that persons are without fault, or I should say without excuse to say why they don't have it.
Yeah, but DCP, isn't that to say also, I mean, where we talk about management, if we get some body cameras and we put it in areas where it is least needed and the most needed grouping, which might be that ATF or whatever it is, they are the ones that need the thing because they are the ones who are more challenging. Why would we put it in the station?
No, because again, the station is where, that's the face that, remember the station is the face of policing. The stations are the one who go out and interact with the people. It is the station that respond to crime. So again, when you do that, you have a limited amount. You need to put it in places where you know, again, there are interactions. And therefore, the challenge is not that we don't have footage. It is the footage that the public PCA is asking for. Those are the ones that we don't have because, again, you can't tell when a shooting is going to. We don't go out and say we're going to kill somebody. No, that is not what we do. You understand? Situation happens. And therefore, we are saying that, we are seeking now to procure enough in terms of a large number so that every, especially all the sections that we know from our data where these things are concerned, we can give it to them so that persons can be without any excuse. So I'm saying it is a going forward movement.
DCP Benjamin, I'm agreeing with you in part in terms of where the body cams should be positioned, right? But surely when police officers, depending on the team, the ITF, going out on a particular exercise where you know the possibility of an engagement will take place, why aren't body cams used then? Because I know that you said that you're not going out there with the intention of killing anybody. But if you think that you're going into an environment and you will know that an engagement is likely to take place, why aren't the body cams worn? And I'll tell you what we have decided on this show too. We have decided that the TTPS don't want body cams. They will never wear body cams. I don't care how much you all procure, they probably will never wear it. You will probably have left the police service before them body cams even reach. You understand?
All right. So and I will come back here and I will take my apology. I will accept your apologies when you see we procure the body cams. I like that. Right. So that's no problem. That's what we're there for. But I understand because I know that thing. But I want you again to understand the sequence of events, gentlemen. I am saying when I was in Tobago, which would be in about 20, I think I was there as a senior superintendent around 2021. All right. I am saying that's when I recall around that time we received our first set of body cams, and it was there for the station and so on. We would have had intermittent persons in terms of sections also having 1-2 of those cameras. Those cameras again started to have problems with the clips. It has problem with the batteries and so forth. We then went on to try to procure a new set of body cams. Those again was only 100 and something we procured. Again, what happened in relation to those body cams while we were trying to train persons with those new body cams, that is when we decided to go and to procure more of that, and that fell through. By that time, what we recognized when the Commissioner of Police came, he recognized that we were paying a large sum of money for the old body cam, and therefore, for prudency and ensure, because what you don't know behind the scene is that for those old body cam, there was a license that we were paying a particular company millions of dollars. And therefore, the commissioner in his wisdom, decide that, no, we are going to ensure that, we cease those things, and we are going to start to procure and ensure that we have sufficient and greater quality so that we can monitor our officers as well as to ensure that level of transparency, integrity, and accountability. Gentlemen, I know you don't know all the story, but I'm saying that this Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, we believe in integrity, we believe in the body cam, we believe in transparency, and therefore we are making every effort to ensure that we do that. It is the procurement process at this time that we must ensure that we go through, and that is the only thing that is hindering us from having it at this time.
But DCP Benjamin, you just in a way hinted to some sort of corrupt activity in the procurement of the last and the body cams. When you said millions of dollars, it kind of almost hinted like if there was some sort of issue with the value of it.
I know that I didn't talk about the value of it. I'm talking about the license that was being paid. I am saying that understand with the old body cam, the whole process, procuring it was one thing, but there was a license that you had to be paying, and it was costing money. And I am saying the commissioner in his wisdom decided to cancel that whole thing and let us procure one that we are now able to have greater control. So again, it's about prudency. It's about ensuring that we save the taxpayers' dollars so that what we get is value for money.
And I would agree with you where that is concerned, if you can save the taxpayers' money. But DCP, I just wanted to switch a little bit because, what we saw coming out of this whole shooting where the municipal police station in San Fernando and officers being charged, persons who were in charge sent on leave and so that other persons could come in and make sure that, everything runs above board. There are some other situations that we have seen in the past that we have heard nothing about. For instance, there was a situation at the police station in Barataria where some narcotics that they had went missing. And people I think they replaced it with either bricks or blocks or whatever.
Blocks of wood.
Yeah. We have not heard anything about that. If anybody in a senior position was held, if anybody else was sent on leave, what happens in situations like that?
That situation, and I can tell you, and again, because of the nature of that, we had a report was made to the PSB, and they were able to again do their investigation. With the investigation, persons were suspended on that matter, and if I am not mistaken, even I am of the firm opinion, if I'm not mistaken, that a person is before the court in that matter.
In that matter, but we have not heard that at all.
If not before the court, the matter is engaging the DPP's attention in relation to that.
And I think that is the problem, because see, when these things happen, and there are other things that have happened, I can't remember everything now, that we are not abreast as if any action has been taken, and then we hear another situation similar happening again. So we wonder what's really going on.
Well, it's quite clear that, when you look at the police service, I want you to compare it to others. The police service is the only organization that ensures that we lock up our own, we bring them before the court, and we ensure that if they have to go before the court, that they face, the necessary, court matters, in relation. You go to the army, you will not even know what is happening there. All right, you go to licensing, you will not even know. The police service does that. And therefore, we do it because we believe that there must be a level of accountability. We believe that there should be absolutely a zero tolerance in relation to police corruption. And therefore, we are clear on that. And you will see that the commissioner speaks about it, and we stand by because whether you know it or not, we ensure that even our very own, we look up our own. You only seek to be in any kind of nefarious things, and we can prove it. When we tell persons, if you have information, bring it to the police, carry it to the PSB. If police officers are involved in crime, the PSB, they deal with that. If you have a problem where it is about injustice, carry to the police complaints division, which is not the police complaint authority. That two are different things. Police complaint division, and therefore they can deal with it. So there are many different areas within the police service to ensure law and order, and outside of it, we have the police service complaint authority, the ombudsman. We have different policing the police. So then, therefore, I don't know. With all of that, we still have the public that we have to account to. It's not easy being a police officer.
DCB Benjamin, my personal experience with that is not good at all. absolutely not good at all. Right? But I'll leave that there.
Yeah.
The issue of the killing of Joshua Samaru and the maiming of Kia Seeley. What is the update on that particular incident where the commissioner came to us first and said that there was a shootout and it resulted in the death of this young man, and subsequent video evidence showed that there was no such thing, his hands were out, surrendering. What is the issue? We have not heard anything on that particular situation since.
But again, I want to be quite honest, and that's why it's important to batten your crease in terms of I'm the DCP administration, right, and operations. So there's a DCP operation, there's a DCP intelligence. Those things will fall within the DCP operations or the DCP intelligence. But I can tell you for sure that the last thing that I know is that the matter was still under investigation. And therefore, that's all I know, because again, I want to tell you, just being the DCP administration, it is, I tell you, it is, I think, probably the hardest positions to be, because you deal with nearly everything to ensure the life of the police service. But that's all I can say on that matter.
So administratively, are those officers still on suspension or doing counseling as we speak?
I think that they were given that psychosocial thing. I think it's still ongoing. But I want to be very honest. I have not been following up on that, as I am given a lot of different things in relation to what is happening even right now with the municipal police and so on. I'm given certain directives and instructions, so I'm dealing with that. I'm dealing with all the other things in terms of in just ensuring that the manpower of both, the police service and other things are done. So I really have not. I don't want to mislead you at all. I have not been following up on it, to be quite honest.
Okay, fair enough.
So could you use your good office then to at least get the information? Because I'm not asking for myself. I'm asking for the public.
Of course.
The public wants to know, especially how that one played out.
No problem.
I think what would probably serve the public well is that, because the police have their weekly press briefing, I think that continues, right? And if there's at least a little segment that they put in between there to bring us up to date with some of these things, then the public will have a better idea. Even if the delay is not directly on the police, if it might be a court situation, it might be a forensic, whatever it is, but at least you can let the public know what's going on. I think that will help the police a long way.
I do concur with that, and I believe it will also help in building that level of transparency and trust in what we're doing. I think in what we're doing it shouldn't be any secret, and updating the public I think is important. So I do concur with that suggestion.
Yeah. I know you were, well, we gone a little bit over, but we don't mind. What about the issue of those cars that you all would have recently acquired, DCP Benjamin? Why electric cars?
Well, for many different reasons. I think first you have to understand the way in which things are going. And I think that it's always ensuring, you see a lot of people, we like to jump on board after, but I think that when you understand that it's about going green, it's about really seeing how you can reduce the emission in the air, understanding at the same time we can use those vehicles, especially in certain areas, to get the job done and therefore reduce the finances. Because when you think about the expenses that we are paying in terms of gas, as the DCP administration, I can tell you it is a lot. It is a lot for all these vehicles. So with the electric vehicles, we are saving on gas, we are saving on these things. We are also the speed of those vehicles. It moves from 1 to 100 in seconds. So therefore, when those guys want to get away, we say, watch out, we are here, we are ready. Not only that is what we are using the vehicles for that is most important. It is part of our active directive patrol, and that in itself is very, very important, because it's about bringing technology where we are able to put that geofencing within different hotspot areas so that we are able to patrol better, more effectively, and therefore I think is a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
DCP, I hope, and I'm sorry to seeing if we're just trying to probe at you in a particular way. But, there are so many questions. But I hope that with these new vehicles that we have police officers who could really drive them to it.
Hello. That's the first thing that we're saying. Because, I have my concerns sometimes. But, yeah, we're starting off with a training. In fact, I think starting from today and so forth, there'll be training for those officers before they even get into those vehicles, because we want to make sure that that we maintain those vehicles and really see if we can get human service with those vehicles. So there'll be proper training from the persons who are the ones who are in charge of the vehicle, who bought all the vehicles, and we are going to ensure that it's ongoing training for our officers.
Yeah, because we make such a heavy investment in vehicles. We want to make sure that we just start to see them damaged and all over the place.
That's right.
DCP, I know that the battle, you have a battle. The TTPS has a battle. I'm on record as saying they're hopeless, but, I still hope that in my lifetime that I will see a turnaround in the TTPS where people are so confident. And as I said, that's why I thought that you could have had a longer stint there, because you have made yourself available. Even though people may feel they're not satisfied with your answers, at least you have made yourself available to answer. And we appreciate that. We respect that. So I want to give you kudos, at least as a senior officer, for a deputy commissioner who acted as commissioner, making yourself available to the media. That, to me, will make a difference in how people view things and in how people respond and respect the TTPS, right? So I want to tell you that. But tell me something. What is an adjutant SRP? What is that? Adjutant for the SRP. What position is that? I've never heard of it before.
Oh no, that has been there for years. But the adjutant SRP is just the person who has that portfolio to be over the running of the Special Reserve Police, and therefore the adjutant would be the one where just as the accounting officer for the Special Reserve, so all the applications for the Special Reserve, both in terms of recruiting and also in terms of the maintenance of the records, everything, the person in charge of that section is called the adjutant.
Okay, I've just said I've never heard the position before.
Oh, yes,
so when can we expect body cams in the TTPS, Mr. Deputy?
How soon?
That is a very hot topic. Next time I'm going to walk with mine, right? But I want to just say it is certainly not going to be this financial year, because again,
not this year.
Again, I say it will not be this financial year, because understand that the monies, right, that is needed, you will have to put those things for. So right now we are going through the procurement process, and I am saying that I think that by the time the procurement process is finished, it probably will take us into probably by the end.
So when were we doing for the electric cars? How come we have electric cars before body cams, Mr. Deputy?
Because I think we need to make sure that we solve crime before we see it.
Before we see it happening.
Yeah. I think that's important. We got to go and make sure we get to the people. I think that is important.
DCP, we want to thank you very much for coming, and we'd like you to come back again, as because you are like a counter to the people of Trinidad and Tobago and other places, and we really appreciate that. Thank you.
Now, more police officers need to be like you. I hope ASP Russell is like you too, eh?
He's a great one. He's a good one. We have some great ones. All right, all the best.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
Thank you, DCP Benjamin.
Of course, that was... I like him, I'll be honest with you. I like him. Even though, he is probably one of the good ones among a bunch of rotten. Oh, fellas,
I like the what you call it, the procurement of the body cam. Not this financial year.
Not in this. It might as well be almost like you said, not in this lifetime, But
he said he will come back and he has apologized.
Well, that's like in 2027 or 2028.
Yes.
Our news is really late this morning, but that is all right. We had the DCP Benjamin. We want to thank him so much for passing through. I know there's so many other questions that everybody had and were sending and that sort of thing. But
yeah, we couldn't get all in, you know.
Yeah.
let's hope that we touch at least on some of the ones that you guys wanted, right? News late, but it's still going.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is Net Radio News Now.
This is the news now for Thursday, the 30th of April, on New Era TT Radio, Net Radio, and Guile Caribbean TV. I'm Derek McMillan. Good day, everyone. Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar says she has no concerns that Trinidad and Tobago is being sidelined by Venezuela amid ongoing diplomatic engagements. Her comments come as Venezuelan acting President Delcy Rodriguez recently held talks with leaders in Barbados and Grenada, strengthening cooperation in energy and trade. Persad-Bissessar says communication between both countries is ongoing through foreign affairs channels and confirmed plans to send a diplomatic delegation to Venezuela to secure this country's share of cross-border energy resources. She dismissed suggestions of any diplomatic slight, saying Venezuela is now re-engaging regionally following the easing of sanctions. However, opposition Senator Amory Brown has criticized the government's approach, warning that its handling of relations with Caracas could carry consequences. Customers of Republic Bank Limited will face higher banking fees from Friday, following a broad increase across everyday services. The changes include higher charges for overdrafts, insufficient funds, and late loan payments, with some penalties nearly doubling. NSF fees will rise to $57.50, while overdraft charges will also increase to the same amount. Debit card users will now pay per transaction on some accounts that previously allowed limited free withdrawals. The move comes amid concerns banks may pass on costs linked to a new asset levy announced by Finance Minister Davendranath Tanku. The bank has reported strong profits in recent months, even as customers face rising costs. A Barrack-poor man has been sentenced to death by hanging for the killing of his common-law wife and their infant daughter. 31-year-old Rishi Motilal was found guilty of murdering 31-year-old Tara Ramsarup and their 14-month-old child following a judge-alone trial. The court heard that the attack occurred in October 2024 after a domestic dispute escalated, with the victim sustaining multiple fatal injuries. Justice Nalini Singh rejected the defense's claim of provocation, ruling that Motilal's actions showed clear intent, including his decision to arm himself and the nature of the attack. The court also heard evidence of admissions made shortly after the killings. Motilal was sentenced on Monday, bringing the case to a close. Caribbean countries are being urged to treat artificial intelligence as a development priority or risk falling behind globally. CEO of Liberty Caribbean, Inga Smits, says the region must move beyond discussion and begin applying AI in practical ways to drive economic growth. She says access to technology alone is no longer enough, stressing the need for measurable outcomes, stronger skills development, and wider use of AI across business and society. The call came as the company marked International Girls in ICT Day, promoting initiatives to increase participation in the digital sector. Smith says countries that adopt AI responsibly and inclusively will be better positioned for future growth, warning that delays could come at a cost. In the region, Venezuela has renewed its claim to Guyana's Essequibo, insisting its rights to the oil-rich territory are historical and irrefutable. Venezuelan interim president Delcy Rodriguez made the comments in Caracas as tensions with Guyana continue over the long-running border dispute. She defended wearing a brooch depicting a map of Venezuela that includes the Essequibo, saying it reflects the only map she has known, and warned her country would not accept what she called a theft of its territory. Guyana's President Irfan Ali has raised concerns over the display, calling it provocative, as the matter remains before the International Court of Justice. Venezuela says it will soon present its case as the decades-old dispute continues to strain regional relations. In international news, shares in major U.S. tech firms swung sharply after a wave of earnings reports highlighted massive spending on artificial intelligence. Companies including Meta Platforms, Alphabet Inc., Microsoft, and Amazon are collectively planning to spend more than $500 billion on AI this year. Meta's shares fell after it announced higher than expected spending, while Microsoft and Amazon also dipped despite reporting profit growth. Alphabet, however, saw its stock jump on strong earnings and gains in its cloud business driven by AI demand. Investors remain cautious about whether the heavy investment will translate into returns as rising costs begin to impact cash flow. The results highlight growing pressure on tech giants to prove that their AI spending can deliver long-term profits. And that's NETT Radio News at this time.
That was news now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio. NETT Radio.
Port of Spain, a scandal in Citrus is finally back. We know you've been waiting, and we are finally back at Central Bank Auditorium for 2 nights only, on Saturday the 2nd of May at 8:30 p.m. and Sunday the 3rd at 6:30 p.m. Scandal in Citrus is back. Box office at Central Bank Auditorium opens on Monday 27th April, 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. Tickets also available at usual outlets and online. Kick stress out of your life.
Stress, get away from
Scandal in Citrus. Do not miss it.
Scandal in Cedrus.
Are you taking care of your sexual health and overall well-being? At Total Image and Dr. Raj Adult Boutique, we believe your confidence, wellness, and intimacy matter. Visit us at our convenient locations: 10 Carmody Street, St. Augustine, Edinburgh, Chaguanas, Shops of Day Bay, 95 Circular Road, Vistabella, Docks Ranch Light Pole 51, SS Aaron Road, Penal, and Metro Hotel, Suite 1, Number 2, Knoll Street North, Couva. From relaxing massage services to professional guidance on sexual wellness, we are here to support you every step of the way. Consult with renowned sexologist, Dr. Raj Ramnanan, for expert advice tailored to your needs. Take the first step toward a healthier, more confident you. Call 285-9739 or 645-4543 to book your appointment today. Total Image and Dr. Raj Adult Boutique, where wellness meets confidence.
Advertise with us on New Era TT Radio, the fastest growing streaming platform for talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Audio and video ads welcome. Elevate your brand with us. Connect with us at newerattradio@yahoo.com or call us at 299-5156. Now what are you waiting for?
Celebrate Mother's Day with 2 fat fellas at Cipriani Labour College.
One night only, Saturday, May 9th. Bring your mother and come.
6 best comic actors: Cecilia, Penny, Kevon, Zachary, Raisha, and Rhodey.
This ridiculously funny comedy is at CLR for one night only.
Tickets available at Dorman Shoe Store, Long Circular Mall, Anthony's Floral Val Park, Electronics Arima, K Square Stores, Eastgate Mall, Brentwood Plaza, C3 Mall. CLR box office opens Thursday the 7th of May. Also online at islandetickets.com. For more info, text or call 683-0356 or 683-4843.
Check our Mother's Day special on social media. 2 fat fellas.
I just might.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Join me, Brother David Muhammad, every Tuesday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. here on New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio, Powerful Radio. Join me to hear knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Tuesdays, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. here on New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio.
right, we are back, Wendell.
You hear me?
Of course I hear you.
What did I say? I said I just responded, and that's exactly what I feel.
That's all we heard.
That's all you heard, right? Good.
Yeah,
because I was responding to our good friend who was a former commissioner of police. You know, he and I converse a lot.
Yeah. And you know, and sometimes when you hear the commentary, I mean, because we listen to the former police commissioner, now DCP, and sometimes when you hear comments being made, of course it goes straight back to Gary, you know. So
yeah. But Gary has said too, he has respect for DCP Benjamin, and he's also of the opinion that people probably would have been further along if he had remained commissioner of police, you know. Because
but
anybody who willing to make themselves available to in that TTPS deserves commendation. Let's face it.
Yeah, but he makes so much sense too, because at the end of the day, I mean, just like when I asked DCP Benjamin, if you're getting body cameras, you have to put them where they're most needed. And as Gary said here, you know, I mean, stations, they are the ones that respond. And if you recognize that we have troubled units or units outside here that are engaging and the public is constantly at conflict, why not? Even if it lasting for 2 hours, give them it. I can't understand that logic at all.
Yeah. I understand DCP's Benjamin position in terms of he not, how I should put it, undermining maybe the commissioner and what he says and what he does. But at the same time, somebody in the TTPS need to stand up, you know, and say, hey, you're doing crap. I'm not tolerating this. You know, somebody had to stand up and say it and do something about it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Somebody has to stand up. But I mean, DCP Benjamin is a quiet, clearly very Christian character. You know what I mean? So he may not be the ideal person to do that, but somebody has to do it.
But the thing about it is that, you know what I can't understand with it, there are some aspects of it that I believe because the police has to be accountable to somebody. And if we have an administration, or administrations, you know, may go across the board, so people don't say I targeting one, you know, saying that here going, hey, this is a concern for the public, or you fix the situation, or you must put on it. Even if we have to go to the parliament and draft the legislation and make sure they had to do it.
So Charles, they are accountable to the Minister of Homeland. You could say he agreed to that. He must be glad when he might be saying, look, I'm not approving nothing for nobody cams. And maybe at some point in that, the TTPS need to come to us and say, like we've been saying, we are not getting body cams. Do not ask us anything about it. Get away from me. Do not ask me anything again. That's what somebody needs to say. The commissioner need to put out a big punisher on the chest instead of on the arm and say, listen, read my lips carefully. We are not getting body cams. Get away. There you
go. Yeah. Makes sense out of nonsense.
Yeah. Don't bother us again.
We can't be going wrong the mulberry bush of this thing for so long, man. Come on.
Yes.
It's not a new conversation. It's a conversation that is years and years old. So obviously they are resistant, and obviously they will always create bureaucratic stop gaps, to see why they can't get it, or they in the process, or when we get it, X happen, Y happen. It's just what it is until I don't know what kind of pressure and from whom says that's it. Everybody gets in a body cam.
In Japan, I sent you all the picture. There was this police officer. He was wearing a helmet. The helmet was like something out of space.
Yes.
With a camera that following you. The camera following you on his helmet. Huh?
Yeah.
My God.
And if we don't understand,
countries are serious about transparency and serious about holding people accountable for whatever they do, and we are not that serious yet.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's see if we can take probably a couple of calls before we get out of here this morning because we have the MSJ coming up in a little bit. And so we can take a couple.
That's off the radio, Richard.
Yeah.
In a kind of way, but it's all right.
Yeah, that's what I figure. It sounds so.
Caller, good morning to you. Welcome. Help me out in here. Caller?
I know some callers wanted us to take calls, but I have to, I mean, as I said, this was a very last minute interview, literally, with DCP Benjamin. But as I say, he's never told me no. You know what I mean? So this is a last minute. And he knows, you think DCP Benjamin don't know the barrage he will get on radio or the firestorm he is going. And he comes into it, he doesn't shirk it. And he always ends with a smile. Yeah. You'll never see him upset.
Yeah, that's true. He's not taking anything personal. He's dealing with it, and that is good. Caller, good morning.
Good morning. I'm disappointed that you all didn't have me on the panel to interview the DCP this morning. Somebody like me.
You work for free? You work for free?
Yeah, of course.
All right.
Oh, okay. Then you're on the right show then.
Yeah, candidate.
Yeah, I have a problem. You see, the problem is all you just forget. I don't forget. I don't forget the police that had a man handcuffed in Tobago. And while he is being video recorded by another civilian, and the man is saying, he go kill me. And the video recorder says, the police recorder said, how we go kill him? I'm recording him. And the police shot him and killed him. I don't forget them thing. I would like to ask the DCP, what is the status of that police officer today? Is it still being investigated as everything else? Is it before the DPP's office? I would like to ask, I don't forget. Somebody just went and knocked on a police officer's door, and the police, without thinking, shoot through the door and killed a man. I would like to ask the DCP, what is the status with that police officer today? Because since then incidents happened, I could recall several incidents that happened with civilians that went to the DPP's office and the DPP sent them to charge. But anytime with police issues, for some reason, it's either under investigation for 30 years or before the DPP's office indefinitely. There is the hard questions I want to ask the DPP.
Excellent.
And I know he's going to tell you, that is not in my purview, and I can't answer. He went there and said nothing. Nothing he said there. He don't know nothing about nothing. Richard, and I don't know if it's deliberate. I don't know if it's just by accident. But I noticed you went off the air, went down the restart, and come back on when it's done.
No, Richard is busy.
Richard does normally be preoccupied.
Don't do that.
Well,
thanks very much.
That's not a dating. That's not a dating.
Yeah. Richard is a very busy guy these days. Mr. Abadi.
I'll tell you something too, right?
Mr. Abadi.
Let me just
Mr. Abadi. Yeah, Mr. Abadi, only be careful on what all listening in the background.
Hold on. Let me say something before Gael goes off now.
No, but
Ms. Dabadi, just hold 1 second. Ms. Dabadi, just hold 1 second. I did reach out to the corporate communications officer of the TTPS, to Ms. Joanna Archie, former assistant commissioner of police. She also assured me she will work on getting the PIO, who's the public information officer. He's now ASP Russell. He's also, I think, the head of the Trinidad Police Service Welfare, or the deputy, or something so. But she's working on him to be our guest next week, Wednesday, God willing. He is the one who will answer all those questions. So I'm going to send her a copy of this show after, so she will get a sense of what people wants to ask ASP Russell next week. All right?
Excellent. All right, Dabadi, go ahead.
Oh, no, so shall we make a point? The Prime Minister said when people say things, there's freedom of speech. So we have freedom of speech enshrined in our Constitution, and also, Charles.
And how everybody has been paying so much thousands of dollars in court.
That's what the Prime Minister said. I'm going after what she said.
Well, you don't listen to the Prime Minister and they have freedom of speech. Don't have freedom of speech here. Okay.
Anyway, watch now. When Wendell asked the question this morning about the Prime Minister, and oh my goodness, I don't know for the life of me, when he and the Commissioner of Police say that crime has been down by 42% in 2025. And this morning, and they keep saying that. And he said that is moving since for the last 20 years. I want to ask Mr. the ACP, wasn't he a police officer 20 years ago? Wasn't Barrow a police officer 20 years ago? So therefore, what were they doing? They wasn't working, but they're working now. They're working out. And guess what? I get turned off because it starts smiling. Watch.
No, but he's always been like that.
You're like Lincoln too much, man.
Yeah. He's always been like that. He's a pleasant gentleman.
We didn't chat. When I interview finished, I went back to chat. I was so happy. I didn't listen because I would have gotten really upset.
You're Lincolnized.
So he don't like to answer questions. He always deviating and hedging and this, that, and the other. And I say, sit down.
It's not that the man answer the question. He might not answer the way that you like it. but he did answer the questions that we asked him.
Non-answer, and it ain't making sense to me. I thought I was to get clarity. When I understand interviews to get clarity, is not to be asking more questions and answers again. I just get to know from that first time because all that to show me crime and
and you listen right through.
I very true figure the murder for last year. The true figure they given us. Not the 42% they gave us from Jamaica. I want that answer. Thank you.
All right, David. David, you seem to not believe the statistics that is in our face. You understand? You may not like it, or you may not probably believe it. But if this is the statistics that the police have, and they're showing you that, and that is what they have been we have been using from how many years now? You can't say that the police telling untruths when they put in the figures outside there,
So Charles, just as an aside, you need to reach out to ACP Meister too, because I was told he could independently decide if he wants to do an interview, and I don't think he has ever shied away from the media. So we try to get him on what's going on with the TTMPS, the municipal police.
No problem. I'll definitely try and see if we can link him up. Yeah. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, gentlemen.
Morning to you.
The DCP interview left much to be desired. Right? Of course, they're supposed to be asking them some more tougher question, right? But
they want to tell us what to ask the man now?
Yeah, no, that's not. I mean, you want to give the public a sense of relief and so on, right? Okay, so here what happened. I never hear a police commissioner come on TV and say the murder rate is up. All of them claiming that there's a reduction in crime. Everybody, right? Being asked the question, so how did you achieve this reduction? Like that SOE, Is it because that the murderers was in a detention order and they lock up for the period? Right? We had a claiming we have a 42% reduction in murders. We had a 49% increase in extrajudicial killings from 37 in 2024 to 55 in 2025. Right? And that's just that's the fatal one. It had 170 police shootings. That people just get shot and then die.
If you have more criminals outside there engaging the police with more guns, you expect it to have more shooting and killing.
But what would be a relief for me is if they're telling me that we eliminate 42% of the murderers, right? Like people we kill is suspect or think in the murders, and we kill 42% of them, and that's how the reduction come. Right?
You really expect the TTPS to tell you that?
I don't know which party, you know anywhere in the world you see that?
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, and then we don't want to hear that. All that come off of that line. What is the detection rate? Still below 20%, between 15 and 30%.
Well,
detection rate.
that is a legitimate question you have there now. Yeah, I can understand that.
Right. That is what it come like sometime in the 90s. Rape. You had a spike in rape and thing, and people frightened, right? The story was it had a serial rapist, some red hat man. Right? And then the police come back next year and claim the rape and thing down. Right? Because we had a free storm, and some people claim the red hat man was living somewhere in the hill in Nova, and he was there was dropping thing, and they told police them use that.
The mash up here, you don't. All right.
Right. So here what happened now. We would like to hear, to give the public some relief. A gunman went in a park, shoot a man and a woman in front of the whole park and thing. You want to hear manhunt on for the killers. The police go and seek him out. You hearing that?
All right, okay, no problem. Thanks very much.
Maybe they are doing that, caller. Maybe some of these police killings or some of the other incidents are as a result of what you are intimating,
Yes, so maybe
but we don't know. I don't know that any security network will tell you that we eliminating people who are suspected or who we know for sure rape somebody or kill somebody. No security network in the world will ever tell you that.
Yeah. All they're going about is what is the data, and everything has data as to how they do their stuff.
Yeah.
So you want to doubt the data that is before you. And I think what happened to sometimes people accept it certain times and they reject it at another time. But that is how it is. Caller, good morning. Princess Sir.
Morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
So, Charles, I want to correct something you said a while ago.
Go ahead.
We do have freedom of speech. I know that as a citizen, but I also know that there are light and laws. So you could say things, but you just have to be within the laws of what you're saying, right? Now, to discuss the interview by the commissioner, I won't be long. I will just say very pathetic. He has even eroded the little bit of confidence I had in the TTPS. And we need to have a better presentation.
Explain how. Explain how he eroded that confidence.
Because he seems to be hedging and hiding and deflecting rather than being forthright. That's how it came over to me. Okay. And I looked at him in the past as somebody more credible than that. That's just my personal view.
Okay, no problem.
So in that sense, I felt a bit, what should I say? Misled. Let me put it that way. In respect to the electric vehicles, I'm familiar with a group of gentlemen who have electric vehicles. And lately one told me that he went for a checkup on the vehicle by the agent. And it actually only costed him $25. And these people that I know, they do a lot of mathematics in respect of the cost of gasoline and electricity and what have you. And clearly is a good purchase in that respect. But on the other hand, a battery could cost as much as $50,000.
Yeah.
And under the present arrangement, if something is wrong with the vehicle, you can't take it to VIMCOT. You have to take it to the agent. And the sense I get is that replacement parts would be fairly expensive. And therefore is a vehicle that you have to use a certain degree of care. And for the TTPS to purchase these and to put them on the road in the hands of policemen who we know the record in terms of taking care of vehicles. And these vehicles have so many gadgets in them. I could foresee some of them being used as toys. And finally, while the electricity in terms of mileage has been greatly improved, these gentlemen told me lately that the agent contacted them and asked them if they were prepared to assemble in Sandy Grande and travel down the East Coast towards Miaro in a convoy to demonstrate the viability of the electricity versus mileage arrangement. So, and presently also, they're selling them in numbers. If you buy 2 or 3 together, you get a big discount. So I want to believe that the police has been, I wouldn't use the word deceived, but they have been encouraged by the promotion to take a dip into the electric vehicle market. And I don't think that that's the right thing for the police at this point in time.
Caller, I know you are very sensible, right? You really think that was a call by the TTPS? That wasn't their call?
I don't believe so. I
No.
don't believe that they...
I don't know. What is the problem with the police having electric vehicles? I'm not so sure what is the problem with that.
Yeah, he's talking about basically cost and maintenance and that sort of thing.
But that ain't their call. That wasn't their call.
Yeah, but the thing about it also.
I don't think what is wrong with the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service having electric vehicles. I think it's very progressive. So I don't understand what is the objection people have. Am I missing something?
You're fighting the technology there, man.
I think, Richard, his point was the long-term sustainability of these vehicles, because these vehicles have a lot of stuff in it that police officers, they're going to play around with it. You understand? And it may disrupt the performance of the vehicle. DCP Benjamin was clear to say that they will save a lot on gas. You know what I mean? So they're looking at it from a financial perspective. But that ain't the TTPS call either. Acquiring them vehicles ain't the TTPS call.
But it may that is the case too, and and something he said about the police and track record and taking care. The police officer who's driving the vehicle is not responsible for the maintenance of the vehicle.
No,
or fire.
Which is why, such as they mash them up.
And that's why you have to have a unit to say to this officer this vehicle needs to go in for inspection. It needs to go for servicing. They must have different arms and units to see about these things. I don't think it's totally dependent on that police officer who's driving a vehicle or driving.
But I hope they manage it better than they would have managed the others that they had. You understand? I hope they manage it better. That's all you could hope for, that they manage it better.
Yeah, step into the future now, man. That's how you're gonna get flying car and all kind of thing.
Well, the electric cars should come with cameras and all kind of recording devices and thing too.
And that's the next thing too.
Man, if you see managed car recording what's going on behind it, on top of it, around it, all kind of thing. Managed rear view mirror. In a mirror alone, brother.
Those are not managed there, no.
No, Japan technology is out of this world,
Right, and look how well it's working there. Come on, man, let me step up.
I'm trying to say, Wendell, that Japan is more sophisticated than Trinidad.
Oh! Richard just cursed me. Well, I'm live on radio, Richard just cursed me.
Are you saying that our police officers cannot rise to the intellectual level of those in Japan?
Oh, Sir Charles cursing me now.
Look, what is the first to go?
Yes, the name of the plane is Scandal in Cedros.
Scandal in the police station.
So Scandal in Cedros is on this weekend at Central Bank Auditorium. Saturday at 8:30, Sunday at 6:30. We're looking at a fantastic show this weekend. We're having so much fun with this play. And people are really coming out in droves. As you know, last weekend in Cipriani College, we were sold out. By Saturday morning, we were sold out for both days. So we're on this weekend in Central Bank Auditorium. Of course, the box office at Central Bank Auditorium opens from 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. Tickets available at K Squared Fashions, West Mall, Eastgate, Brentwood Mall, Electronics in Arima, Jubilee Railway, Tinapuna, and Tony's Florals, Val Park Shopping Plaza, and Sharflare Auto Services in Sharflare. You can also purchase tickets online via bank transfer. Watch the methodology in RSR Productions Theatre on Facebook has all of the methodology, all of the steps you need to go through to accomplish that. We're looking forward to a fantastic show this weekend. We're having so much fun. And of course, this play keeps getting updated by any bacchanal that's going on. Yeah, little things that sneak in, it gets updated and it changes a little bit. The players do so.
Might see one of the new police cars on stage.
The new bacchanal that's taking place. So we're having lots of fun, and of course, you can see our new reel on Facebook, TikTok, and Insta with people being interviewed from Cipriani College. Everywhere we go, we do those interviews, and people have been phenomenal in terms of their response to the play. So looking forward to it. And of course, we are on. Anyway, I will leave that for tomorrow. That announcement for tomorrow. I can't tell everything one time.
Tomorrow, so Charles, don't forget you'll be playing Sajguru latest video.
All right, okay.
And we could fashion a little program out of that with some of these hypocrites we have here. Folks, have an absolutely wonderful day. Remember to let go and let God.
Somebody tell me, look, we're gonna get electric bus just now, Wendell.
So yeah, we got electric buses just now.
Yeah,
and we are going to get air-conditioned bus stations and stuff, and there'll be boards that will tell you what time the bus come in, and you will have it on your app, and will pull up exactly at those times and stuff like that. Yeah. Wait, did I want to keep dreaming? They're short.
Yeah. Son. That reminds me. I said tomorrow about my
20 years ago, I went in a bus stop in London. And it's telling you what time the bus coming, and bus arriving, no one as you look the bus pulling up.
Yes.
20 years ago.
Well, and only the one Trinidad and Tobago to reach 2 years ago.
We can't procure dash cabs. You think we had the ability to procure that?
Oh, Lord. Travel out, or just go on Google and check out different things. You know what I mean? Let's go and check it out, man. Oh, God.
We can't get body cams yet, but we can get that. But anyway, you never know. We live in hope. Things will change.
We live in hope. So I've seen somebody new chatting today. Welcome, Jess Lewis, whoever Jess Lewis is. The first time I'm seeing your name. I saw you come up a few times this morning. Welcome and thanks for joining the
You're Mako number one, you know.
No, but I must know a new name, and Jess Lewis is a new name. Might be an old person with a new name, though, You know, but it's definitely a new name.
All right. Anyway.
Who calling you already? Who calling you?
They assume I'm off.
So let's get off.
I'm going to be Lincoln. It have a few people that do me that well, you know. As soon as I say, this has been the breakfast show, but phone started ringing.
Yeah. So, New Era TT Radio, what is this going on here? All right, so New Era TT Radio continues. New Era TT, my goodness, what am I saying? NETT Radio Trinidad on your smart devices on TuneIn. That's what you asked for. Listen to NETT Radio Trinidad on TuneIn, and you can get us there. You can also get us on netradio.com, netradiott.com on the internet, and that's where we are streaming, and you can get all of the excellent programming throughout the day. Have a fantastic day, people. It's Thursday. The weekend begins tonight on the 2nd after midnight. You have been watching the Breakfast Show.
Get up. It's the time to start the day. The Breakfast Show is here. We bring in the soca way. Yeah. Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The Breakfast Show got the vibes turned on.